Which one sounds better to you today? I'm going to go with tails, at least for now. Maybe we'll come back to heads a little bit today. But let's start with tails because Seahawks, guys, that was awesome. I am not a get excited about a preseason game kind of guy. I'm not. I mean, like, some of you have referred to me in various derisive ways and tried to suggest that I am hard to please or that I always find fault or that I'm a negative guy. None of those things are true, but at least you think that sometimes. It's fine. I'm okay with it. I got nothing to criticize, not one single thing. I thought Friday night's game was awesome. I thought it was amazing. I loved it. A+. What a phenomenal preseason game for the Seahawks. And we'll talk a lot about it throughout the morning. Obviously, more is going to take us through the weekend at 6:30. I will profess my love for one new member of this team at 7 o'clock. We got takeaways at 7:30. We got Daniel Jeremiah who's going to come on today. Brock booked that late last night. We've got Hawk blogger Brian Nemhauser at 9:30. So we're kind of getting all over that game over the course of the morning with some Mariners sprinkled in because unfortunately they are kind of giving us the other side of the coin right now. But I loved it. I mean, and it didn't take long for me to love it. It was like opening play of the game, and I was loving it.
High backs behind Sam Darnold gets the start tonight. Charbonnet is going to rip off a big run out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Going over that left side behind his rookie left guard, the first-round draft choice. A 13-yard gain for Zach Charbonnet. Nice way to start this one.
Nice way to start it, but it was the theme of the game. It was just that over and over again. I mean, they were blowing Kansas City off the ball. They were actually calling running plays and then running them successfully for first downs and good yardage and setting up, great down and distance and situations and play action. Like, my God, this was unbelievable. This is what I've wanted to see forever.
They had an offensive line, most importantly.
My God, it looked tremendous, Maura. I mean, now look. The question, there are questions about what you can judge from a preseason game and what you can't. I don't know yet whether all of the personnel is what it needs to be, or maybe I don't know yet. But I know that the play calling, that the play design, that all of that was tremendous. Tremendous. I was so happy watching the game on Friday. That was everything I'd ever wanted to see from them. And it is funny, Maura, you put this in our email, kind of go back and look at some of the folks that I sort of thought might be able to help themselves on Friday.
I mean, you gave us a disclaimer.
That we have no freaking idea what the heck is going to happen. Right, but it is funny. It didn't really work out that way. None of those guys really ended up being the
number
story.
one on your list was
running backs.
All of the running backs, which I think they all did help themselves.
Unfortunately, too many of them helped themselves.
Yeah, I don't know if there was much of a... Damian Martinez probably separated himself more just because he didn't pop at all the first game.
Yeah, but geez, I mean, Halani was awesome once again, and obviously Charbonnet looked great. I tell you, like, the one person who probably helped themselves the least was the one running back that didn't go out there to play with everybody else. Like, hey, Ken... You got to get out there. Like, you're the one person who hasn't been. And I don't know, did you hear any of the Mike McDonald sound on it? He didn't sound like wildly happy about all that.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a balance. You got to just make the best decision you can. I mean, there's a lot of walkthrough reps that need to be have, but at some point, you have, to your point, that you got to do it on the field.
You got to do it on the field. Then he said this.
He looks great. He's fast. He's hitting his targets, reading it out pretty well. It's exciting to have him out there, I think when he's been out there, it's been really good.
Yeah, that's a big win he's been out there that he threw out. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, okay, in that regard, the running backs definitely did help themselves. They all looked great. Charbonnet, I thought, God, I really enjoy him. I love watching him run, and he is still my choice and has been for the last year plus to be the starting running back, game one, play one. Eamon Wari didn't really do a tremendous amount. Milroe... he did show that he maybe gets some time in those special situations, and he came in a couple times, and that was successful. I don't know that his quarterback play stood out. Certainly not the way it did for Darnold and Locke. Marquez Valdez-Scantling was a non-factor. Did he play? I don't think he played, right?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so that one kind of didn't end up being a factor. And unfortunately for him, the guys behind him played very well. Derek Young played very well. And Jake Bobo had a couple of touchdown catches and a really nice block or two. I mean, he played really well. Elijah Arroyo, I mean, he was fine, but he didn't stand out. More, I like your list of guys that did, both Bobo and Young. Absolutely. Anthony Bradford, 100%. Who was that guy? That's the same Anthony Bradford that we've watched the last couple of years? That was a different human being. There's no way that's the same person. No way. That's a different human who's taken over his body and was actually blocking people and moving forward and in shape. And like, who was that guy? He was awesome.
We were highly skeptical this offseason of the theory that you could keep some of the same guys because they just weren't coached up right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And get more out of them. That was something that's hard to buy into. We wanted to see change, but maybe it was the right move.
Maybe. Yeah, I
Maybe
mean, like,
you had the talent already and they just weren't being utilized.
obviously, we'll need to see it in the regular season before we make that judgment. A preseason game is not going to be enough. And you know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But it's certainly.
This is encouraging to that effect.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, it certainly raised that possibility. And credit to people like Brock and Hawk blogger Brian, who's going to join us at 9:30. Both of them have been saying that. They have been. I am very skeptical of that and have been because, it's been a decade and a half and I haven't seen it. But if we see it this year, whew, and what it does to open things up for guys like Darnold and Locke and the wide receiver. I mean, like, if you can actually block like that, how many times, remember a few years ago when we just started saying, like, you know what, none of this stuff matters. You can throw it all out because if you can't block, it doesn't matter. It's all garbage. And they did.
And to that effect, another guy that I think really helped himself with Oluwatimi hurt is Jalen Sindell.
Yeah, he played pretty well as well. Yeah, throw him right into that starting offensive mix, and it didn't look like a problem for him even a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there were others and guys a little bit later on. Gray Zabel looked great. I think that was fairly obvious, and going to be fun to talk to someone like DJ about a few of those guys. But what a night. I thought that really was cool. Now, the other side of the coin, as I said at the beginning, I mean, that's a rough weekend and a rough road trip so far for the Mariners. I think the hope here, now, look, you always knew this was going to be a tough road trip. You really wanted to take 2 or 3 in Baltimore, knowing that the Mets and Phillies was going to be a bit of a gauntlet. And in both those series, you win game 1, so you really kind of feel like, okay, you got an opportunity to kind of get out ahead of this thing and then drop the next 2. And in this series, I think what was most frustrating is you're on national TV last night. People are tuning in. It was a great start to the whole thing, and all of the video and everything surrounding the Little League World Series and Williamsport was really cool. And then you just kind of laid an egg. It's funny, that was actually, I thought, one of the worst games the Mariners have played this year. You haven't seen a lot of that. I have not seen a lot of Mariners laying an egg where, like, they're making mistakes the way they did, but they made a bunch of mistakes. Just kind of an ugly game last night. So we'll talk through sort of what happened. Kirby, obviously, if your pitching isn't going to do it, then you're not going to get it done. I mean, like, you need Kirby to be better than he was. They need Castillo to be better than he was. Logan Evans had a rough start, and then he goes on the IL, so we're going to see Bryce Miller. But, like, you've got to play sharp baseball. And as focused and locked in as they looked at home last week, I think I saw the exact opposite yesterday in Williamsport. And maybe, some of the sights and sounds and dedication to the kids and everything, maybe it all played a role, and they'll snap right back out of it. You get to Philly, and, you've kind of put yourself in a spot where you kind of need to win this series. I mean, the world's not going to end, obviously, if you go, 3-6 on the road trip. But I think you'd feel a lot better about 4-5, right? Doesn't 4-5 sound like, all right, tough road trip. You come back after going 4-5 and you do your thing. 3-6 is, you lost all 3 series. 1 to a really good team, 1 to a mediocre team, 1 to a not very good team. That's kind of not the position you want to be in. So big start tonight as they get it back going in Philadelphia. And Yeah, like, hey, start turning this thing in the right direction a little bit, because that was not great baseball that we saw last night. Okay, come back with everything you need to know, give you some details on all of the stuff we've been talking about. More will take us through the weekend at 6:30, and then, as I said, a lot of Seahawks in the 7 o'clock hour, and a lot of Daniel Jeremiah, and a lot of Brian Nemhauser. Stick around. Going to be a fun morning. I'm Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Josh Naylor in his last 7, 348, 423, 3 home runs.
The big grumper, because he looks grumpy. I love it.
One.
But here's a story. My buddy took his grandkids to the ball game. It's crazy. I'm kicking it with guys who have grandkids, right? That's how old I'm getting. He took his jersey off and gave it to the kid who was about 5 or 6 years old. So the big grumper has a soft side as well.
Yeah.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
I'm Rusty George. My local marketing agency specializes in helping companies in the building and manufacturing industries develop the right kind of websites and marketing strategies to attract and win more business. Visit us today at rustygeorge.com.
The insurance world, it can be confusing. So have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Lee Johnson Auto Family. This is King. This organization's a special one. They call it the Lee Johnson Auto Family, and it's not just a name, it's not just some cliche. They foster an environment for us to become a family, to work together, to really become close, and they show us in a lot of different ways that they do value us. Is it perfect? No, no place is. But I've been very thankful to be here in the almost 10 years and have every plan to stay here for a lot longer and just watch it continue to grow.
He's fun and professional, which explains why so many people visiting Lee Johnson Kia ask for him by name. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Are you worried about economic conditions, tariffs, and inflation? Are you tired of trying to time the stock market? Maybe it's time to take a little risk off the table given current market volatility. For stability, there's no better option than Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, a fixed return of 9%. Hi, I'm Scott Rurucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 18 years with zero investor losses, averaging double-digit returns since inception, and we also accept IRAs. Over 1,000 local investors have invested over $250 million in our Legacy family of funds. Feeling uneasy? Don't gamble your hard-earned money or risk your retirement. Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, returning 9%, has limited openings for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or visit LegacyG.com. That's LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Legacy investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
We live for the jaw droppers.
Gets hit in the backfield and dropped. Guess who? Witherspoon.
The deep balls sent sky high.
Gonna throw right down the seam. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Big moments that throw you out of your seat.
And it's intercepted. Richard Sherman with a leaping interception.
Questioning the laws of physics and worthy of the celebration. Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football. Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, ugly night to finish off what was an ugly series. Mariners storming back. The bats went nuts on Friday, but then the next two games, really not great. No offensive support for Brian Wu on Saturday, and then George Kirby just did not have it last night.
George ready. Here's the stretch. And the right-hander's 1-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball into right field. Canzone going back to the 1-8 track, to the wall, and this one is gone. Goodbye, baseball. Mark Vientos with an opposite field home run. That ball just kept going and going and going. A 2-out, 3-run home run, and the Mets now lead 6-1.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a little surprised George was still in the game at that point. As you know, they had some opportunities to come back, but unfortunately, once you get down 5-6 runs, a lot harder to do so. He was hard on himself.
Just, I missed a lot of spots tonight. Heaters, curveball, sliders, whatever. I mean, they're a good team, but I'd say like pretty much every single one that they hit was a mistake by me. And yeah, it just stinks. So could have given the team a better chance to win tonight.
I mean, certainly very accountable and love the way he handles it. But yeah, he gives up 7 runs. You just can't get out of the 5th. That's not the national impression anybody wanted to give for the Little League game. Kind of sloppy, too. They dropped their 2nd straight series after 2 straight sweeps. So yeah, the road gets a little bit harder. Now you roll into Philadelphia, first of 3 there tonight. You're going to have to find a way to battle through it because you lost a little bit of that margin for error the way these last 2 series have gone. Offense has been a little more hit or miss, right? Where it's been in spurts unbelievable, and then other times just sort of monotonous and not doing a whole lot. So waiting for this team to kind of snap back in, and I'm sure they will at some point. I mean, we've seen what they're capable of. But when it doesn't go that way, it can be a little frustrating watching them just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say sleepwalk through the game because that implies effort. And I didn't see any lack of effort for the most part other than kind of some sloppiness yesterday. But it you know, when they get into that bad run, that bad rut, it does look like a very different team.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, what a display from the Seahawks on Friday night. They look like exactly the type of team Mike McDonald wants them to be. 268 yards on the ground, 48 rushing attempts. That's an average of 5.6 yards per carry. It was total domination on the ground. All of the running backs benefited.
Chiefs 32-yard line, eye backs behind Drew Lock, who goes under center with a slot left side, turn in hand. Straight ahead, finding running room. Martinez inside the 20, dragging tacklers with him inside the 15-yard line. That was his calling card. Damian Martinez the rookie out of Miami, was known to drag 2 or 3 or 4 defenders toward the goal line. He did that time for 19 in the first half.
He did it there. He had 11-year rushes for 50 yards. Charbonnet, 5 carries, 45 yards and a touchdown. Halani, 5 carries, 49 yards. Unbelievable what they did, and just honestly blowing Kansas City off the ball all day long. The quarterbacks I thought were very good as well. Darnold, a perfect 4 for 4 for 34 yards. Drew Lock was tremendous, 10 for 12, 144, pair of scores. Milroe was good, 3 for 5. All 3 of them had various big moments. So, yeah, that's one heck of a night. One more tune-up this week. They'll do a joint practice in Green Bay, and then it'll be time to start prepping San Francisco and the opener 2 weeks after that.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Roster move over the weekend. Luke Raley returns. A bit of a surprise. He bumps Miles Masterboni back to Tacoma, which I guess is what I originally thought would happen. But, after seeing some of the struggles with Dylan Moore and Donovan Solano and the way they've been used, a little surprised the way that went down. Victor Robles working his way back. Looked like he was starting to have some success, too, in Tacoma. 5 for 14, couple of doubles, pair of steals. And then, unfortunately, he threw a nutty after getting hit with a pitch was that really the 5th time since returning to the rehab? My gosh, 5 times he's been hit. He threw his bat at the pitcher. And now, look, that's a no-no. I have some sympathy for him, right? I think everybody does. And he wrote about it. It's been a tough ride back, and he got hurt, and it was a brutal injury, and he wants to contribute. And I'm sure each time you get hit like that, you feel like you're one step closer to this whole thing ending and having to start over again. But he swung at the pitch. Come on, man. You swung at that pitch, and you can never throw your bat. I'm down with a lot of things. Actually throwing your bat through the air like that at a pitcher, I'm going to say that's a no-no, and he knows that. Maybe some good news, though. Bryce Miller, according to Buster Olney, will start this weekend, which is great. Or this week, rather, against Philadelphia. Logan Evans went to the IL on Friday, so it sounds like Bryce Miller will be back to take his next spot in the rotation. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Should we talk about how Trey Hendrickson's now available? I feel like at some point we should. Again, I keep looking at the Seahawks team, and honestly, that offensive performance makes me want them to do something like this even more. The defense should be good. We didn't get to see all of it on Friday, but the defense should be good. Trey Hendrickson would make it great, right? Apparently, according to Tom Pelissero, he's available.
So what would it take to get a Trey Hendrickson trade done? Back before the draft, the Bengals had an offer on the table that was a second-round pick and change. At that time, they weren't willing to engage with that. They wanted a first-rounder. My understanding is that the price has softened or at least changed a little bit. At this point, the Bengals would want a player, somebody who maybe could even replace some of the production they got from Trey Hendrickson, as well as a pick in the 2026 draft.
You have the ability to do that. They're pretty well set up to try to pull something like that off if they want to. So I will, whether I'm alone or not, I will keep beating that drum, because to me that is still that one thing, like an actual game wrecker on the edge that this team could use, and I think it would really set them apart, especially as Matt Stafford's having injury problems, especially as we don't know where San Francisco's at. Yeah. You add one player like Trey Hendrickson, if your offensive line is legit, certainly the way it looked on Friday night, why couldn't you make a challenge, certainly in the division and beyond that? I'm not done talking about this or dreaming about it or advocating for it, because I think it would really help the team. All right, it was a busy weekend. If you were out and about, and I know people were, based on the amount of traffic in Seattle all weekend long, Maura's got you covered. Anything you missed, even outside the world of sports, Maura's going to go through every single thing that happened anywhere in the world this weekend. You did all that, right, Maura? You prepped for that?
I mean, we do have time constraints.
I know you can do it. Just talk really, really fast. We'll do it next on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about.
If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Are you ready to unleash the beast?
Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little Chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money. So he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Windows are a home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Beat rising costs at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For a limited time, get a 20% inflation discount and enjoy easy 18-month free financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right, junior colleges, tech schools, universities. Just verify your student ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR in the letter U.
The future is here. So why is your internet stuck in the past? With Quantum Fiber Internet, you can get next-level multi-gig speed on a reliable fiber network. Fair and honest pricing with no annual contracts or bundling required. And whole home 360 Wi-Fi to make sure your devices are ready to take you where you want to go. So you can stream, post, game, surf, like, and love to your heart's content. You do you. Let Quantum Fiber Internet take care of the rest. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
You gotta love football season, but when it comes to your windows and doors, you don't want any fumbles. Steve Rabel here, reminding you to trust locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their selection of windows and doors can't be beat, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I'm going to be professing my love again at 7 o'clock. It's becoming kind of the norm here on this show. I don't know. I'm just full of love these days. And this one really was a whole thing on Friday night. I'm glad nobody was around. I was watching the game by myself because I think I might have embarrassed myself. So thankfully I was alone, and I will tell you all about it at 7 o'clock because I think everyone should be in love, honestly. Like, when love is in the air, Maura, everyone out there should be in love. Before we do it, though, please take us around the weekend.
I don't know how to follow that up, but okay.
It's just love. Why do you hate love? Don't hate love. Love.
Okay. What did you used to say about Jamal Adams? Let me love you.
Oh, I did want him so badly to let me love you, Jamal. But he couldn't do it. He never let me love him. He just wasn't able to do it. I wanted to. Didn't happen.
Pete loves him. We'll see how that goes. All right, we'll start with the Mariners. Offense was not hard to come by for either team in a back-and-forth affair Friday night. Julio's RBI double got the Mariners on the board in the first, but a solo shot from Francisco Lindor evened it up. Mitch Garver's solo shot gave the Mariners a 2-1 lead in the second, but a pair of RBI singles for the Mets gave them the 3-2 lead in the bottom of the inning. Cal took care of that, though, in the third with home run number 46.
Here's the pitch to Cal. Swung on. That is lifted. Left field. Hit well. Nimmo back. He's looking up, and it is gone. Second deck, Cal Raleigh. Number 46 for Cal. And he stands alone. Second all-time in Major League history for catchers, for homers. Every swing of the bat is a stroke of the pen in the history book. Second most home runs in a single season for a Major League catcher. Cal Raleigh just drilled it.
It is kind of like you lose track after a while of the different records that they say.
Because he's kind of he's on pace with so many of them. Yeah, I thought they did a nice job. Maybe it was last night or 2 days ago of here's the three things that he's sort of out there doing. There's the switch hitting deal where he's chasing Mickey Mantle. There's the home runs as a catcher where he's chasing Javi Lopez. And then there's home runs when you're the primary catcher where he's chasing Salvi Perez, right?
I think you got it flipped. I think Javi Lopez is the home runs as a catcher, and Salvi is the total home runs by a catching position.
Yeah. By a primary catcher. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
And he passed Javi Lopez already.
Yeah, sorry, Javi.
You're in the rear view. Luis Castillo gave up back-to-back home runs to Lindor and Soto on the bottom of the fourth to give the Mets a 6-4 lead, but Cole Young's single in the sixth pulled them within one, and then Eugenio Suarez's RBI double in the seventh kicked off a 5-run inning. That broke open a 10-6 lead. Jackson Kowar did give up a 3-run shot in the bottom of the eighth that cut the lead to 2 runs. Yeah, that got a little scary, but Andres Munoz went 3 up, 3 down in the ninth, and the Mariners took game one of the series 11-9. It was a fantastic night for Cole Young, who went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a walk. Julio and Cal both also had great nights on offense, helping pull some of that extra weight on a night where Luis Castillo had some struggles. This was Cole Young post-game talking about just enjoying playing in this lineup.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
that we're all just, working together as one to win. And it's great to see, kind of just top to bottom, everyone just grinding out at bats. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I jinxed Luis. Sorry. My bad. I don't know what else to say. I the moment I say anything about this team, the opposite ends up occurring. So my bad. Sorry, Luis. Sorry, everybody else out there. I was texting with my Mets fan buddy. I think I sent it to you guys over the weekend. And during that time, I was like, hey, what is wrong with the Mets? And he's bleeping everything. I mean, just Mets fans are hilarious. He's like, I'm at the game tonight. It's getting very ugly. Going on and on. I love the way Mets fans boo their team. I think it's a very funny thing. But, yeah, I mean, on Friday, it really did look like the Mets were a mess and the Mariners were just like, yeah, all right, whatever. Our pitcher didn't have it tonight. We'll score 11 runs. No big deal. We're perfectly capable of that. We'll do that any day we want. And obviously, more will get to it. The rest of the weekend didn't go that way. But I thought Friday, sort of like it was last year when they beat the Mets on Sunday Night Baseball. And you're like, man, this team can do anything. And then they immediately went, 1-9 on the next road trip. And, sort of everything spiraled from there. I don't know whether, hopefully this isn't going to be the same thing. But, man, when Luis started giving it up on Friday night, I did have a little flashback to the way things went last year. And thankfully, this offense is very different from last year's offense and just went out there and blew their doors off. Kind of need them to do that a little more often. I thought maybe you would have included me getting a name drop on the broadcast on Friday more. I'm surprised you didn't include that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've never had my name mentioned on a Mariner broadcast like that. It was very exciting.
Seems impossible.
Thanks, Rick Riz. Appreciate the shout out. And of course, more it would come as he was talking about British invasion bands on Beatles night at Citi Field. And he mentioned the Dave Clark Five, who I love. And I was just, talking about how I like bits and pieces and over. And I texted him. And it's nice of Rick to put my name next to Ken Griffey Jr.'s as people who were texting him about music during the game. Thanks, Ricky.
Did you ask him for his input on whether Extreme is a one-hit wonder?
I don't know whether that's necessarily Rick's ballywick. I didn't think I needed to go down that road with Rick. I was thinking about that over the weekend, though, and I'm still mad at you all. No, I'm just saying I'm mad at you.
The general public doesn't know any of the other songs, and they
You
weren't
do not.
hits.
Yeah, you're not the general public.
I'm not music inept. I at least know of a lot of this stuff. I'm not as bad as Brock.
Well, sure. Congratulations.
We'll get Justin in here and see if he knew these.
I think Justin and I are going to rank side projects at some point.
Oh.
We were talking about it on Friday. We might need to rank side projects.
Like the word, or you're actually...
No, like band, like people in their side projects. Yeah. We were going through it on Friday. I also spent, you want to hear something sad on Friday? I spent almost an hour and a half trying to win Oasis tickets on Friday.
Okay.
XM, one of the XM stations was doing this call-in deal where you had to tell an Oasis story to try to win tickets. And there's only a few shows. Chicago, LA, New York, that's about it. And so here, Mexico City, I think is the other one, Toronto. And so I spent over an hour while I was driving home on Friday because I had a long drive back from the home course, and just over and over again hitting call. I'm like, I have so much sympathy for all of you out there when you're trying to call in and win a contest and you keep getting a busy signal or whatever, it rings and then it dies. Oh my God, I was over and over and over again because I was in the car with nothing to do. So I sympathize with you guys out there. I'm sorry. It's hard when you're trying to win something from a radio station.
Lyle, can you name an Oasis song?
What happened on Saturday?
We'll just move this along.
On Saturday, the offensive explosion from Friday did not carry over. Brian Wu went 6 innings, giving up just 1 run and striking out 8. It was his 24th straight outing of 6+ innings. That is the longest streak to start a season since Zach Greinke in 2015. He made it 32 straight. So Wu still has a little ways to go, but it's incredibly impressive. And unfortunately, Carlos Vargas gave up 2 runs in the 7th. And Met starter Nolan McLean threw 5 1/3 scoreless innings in his MLB debut. Eugenio Suarez was able to hit a solo shot in the 9th, but that was not enough. The Mariners only mustered 4 hits on the day and went 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They end up losing that game 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, there are going to be days where the offense, or any offense, looks mortal. You know that. I would appreciate if there were just a couple, fewer days like that, given everything they put together. That happens to them
disproportionately when it's a guy's debut, doesn't it?
Well, and I think that's actually maybe the norm. I think it is hard for teams, and I've seen that for years. You go against a kid, you don't know who he is, you don't have, maybe you can't do the project system ahead of time or whatever else it is that they're scouting in order to get ready for those guys. Nobody's ever seen them. But yeah, it is frustrating, right? The Mets are desperate. They call up some kid from the minor leagues, and he just totally shuts you down.
Because you think it goes both ways. Like, he hasn't faced any of these hitters before either.
Yeah, I think that's advantage pitcher.
You think it's advantage pitcher? Yeah.
I do. I think that's advantage pitcher.
All right, well, we'll get to yesterday, which was also a bit disappointing. As Salk mentioned earlier, it was a bit of a sloppy game. Kirby gave up 7 runs in 4 2/3 innings work. Also had a few walks, which is usually not like him. But he did not get a lot of help. There were some defensive miscues in the outfield. Julio missed one early on that was tough, but you kind of expect him to make it. And then he and Canzone had a issue about who was going to get one later in the game and let it drop. Cal Raleigh did hit his 47th home run, but the offense couldn't get much going outside of that. They, again, went 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position this time. They lose 7-3. It was fun, though, to see the players interacting with the Little Leaguers, and shout out to the Bonnie Lake team who won their matchup with Braintree, Massachusetts yesterday. So they will play again tomorrow afternoon. This was what J.P. Crawford had to say about the Mariners. They're keeping an eye on that team.
Yeah, we have all the games on in the clubhouse, so we watch them at the field while we're eating and stuff, so it's really cool to see.
It was pretty fun watching Julio slide down that hill yesterday and just be mobbed by kids chanting his name.
So I tuned in last night or yesterday afternoon to watch the game like everybody did, and there was a little delay, right? So they were kind of going back and showing some of the same footage from Little League weekend as they'd already shown over and over again. So, Lyle, when you sent over that email last night, I had watched the footage of Julio sliding down the hill 4 or 5 times already, and it's great. The big smile on his face, and then you send this email like, oh, man, Julio almost got his ACLs taken out. I was like, what are you talking about? So, it wasn't until this morning I went back and watched it again, and even then I was like, wow, what are you? Oh, now I see it. So he gets down. He gets on one of these boxes, right, to slide down the hill, which kids do, and I've seen my kids do it and stuff. You slide down the hill on a box, fine.
That's a big Williamsport tradition,
right? Okay, and he does fine with it. There's nothing close to being dangerous. He's not almost injured. Nothing happens. He stands up, and as the crush of kid humanity sort of maneuvers around the hill around him, some octogenarian security guard comes bombing over, trips, and goes directly straight forward into his lower legs. Dude, that is how you blow out an ACL.
I mean, that gave me flashbacks to with the team they were playing, Edwin Diaz in the 2023 WBC. That's what I got flashbacks to, seeing that. I mean,
at least that was on the field.
Right. It's funny. I'm shocked you guys didn't see this yesterday because it was all over my timeline, and all the quote tweets about it are exactly what you'd expect.
Hey, it worked out. Julio was able to deftly avoid it, and he was just fine. But, geez,
this
that
was a little
crazy.
bit of the kids' reaction. He just looks like a big kid in the middle of them. It's pretty fun. I would assume
he's
it comes...
only 10 years older than them?
Yeah, I guess. 11?
I mean, he's not that much older than they are. That was the thing that strikes me as I'm getting old, and I admit it, I'm 47. I'm getting old. Julio was almost 25 years younger than me. Well, how old is he now? 23? 24? Whatever he is? 23?
24.
24. Okay, so maybe it would have been a little bit more of a conversation 2 years ago. Cole Young is 20, just turned 22, last week, 2 weeks ago. Cole Young's 10 years older than them. He's 25 years younger than me. So, the difference between Cole Young and these Little League kids does not seem that significant to me. Obviously, he's a little bit more developed as a human and as a physical species, but jeez. Pretty hilarious.
No, that is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
He's still so young.
Yeah, all of it's super cool. I think the whole Williamsport tradition that Major League Baseball does is great.
It's great.
I also, now after seeing this, would like to see it's spread out when these players slide down the hill. Don't have the kids get that close to the players when they're sliding down that hill.
It's funny.
Lyle's still stuck on this.
I am, because I could see the near disaster.
Right, but everything is fine. Julio was quick like a cat. He's just fine.
All right. Well, I know we're going to dig a lot into this Seahawks game later. You guys have takeaways. We have Daniel Jeremiah, Hawkbogger, so I won't spend a ton of time. I also want to get to Sue Bird's statue.
What was the biggest thing you thought about the game, though? I want your opinion. What was the biggest thing you thought watching the game on Friday?
I think the biggest thing for me is what I texted you guys. Like, there's a chance they could have a competent offensive line this year. At least.
It's unbelievable.
To me, that wasn't that the biggest question the whole offseason?
It was the biggest question for the last 10 offseasons.
Besides, I guess, Darnold, but they're related. Like, Darnold's not going to be great if the offensive line is like they were last year.
It would be such a huge story and such a game changer for this organization if the offensive line is, as you said, at the very least competent and maybe good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt.
And to that point, I kind of wanted to get a expert's viewpoint on it because we all liked what we saw, but I know Ray Roberts knows a lot more what he's looking at with an offensive line than we do, so I did pull some sound of him on the post game reacting to it.
The thing I like too is that the offensive linemen there's one thing to get to your assignment. It's a different thing to be able to be sticky in it, which means that you're staying with the block through the process of the block. So you're not going to just hit a guy 1 or 2 steps and let him go, and then he falls off and makes a tackle for like a 2-yard gain. Mm-hmm. You're still finishing the block, connected to the player for multiple yards, because that's how you get some holes like that, and then you're delivering the running back to the second level, and then that's his deal. That's when you're supposed to go. Right. The running back makes his money, and so they were doing a really good job of delivering running backs to the second level. I like
that. I mean, I just think about last year how once they got into the red zone, they were so one-dimensional because they could not run the ball down there. They could not open up holes.
Yeah, just couldn't move people out of the way. Totally incompetent in the running game, and when they did, there was always a penalty.
And then Geno ends up throwing picks and making poor decisions down there because everybody knew that they were going to have to throw.
I don't know that those two things are related necessarily, but okay.
I think he was forcing some things because they didn't have a full playbook open to them.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm quite there with you on that
Either way, I'm
one.
excited to... Yeah, it just seems like they're going to have a lot of options. And then I know Brock was excited about the way that everything kind of looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're pulling off some misdirection and deception.
Jake Bobo. Did you hear any of Jake Bobo talking about that?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I have it here. Here's a little of Jake Bobo talking about the wide receivers role in trying to make everything look the same.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to see it, but it's really cool what Kubes is doing. I mean, he's marrying up, at least for just receivers. We're on the same path for the first 10 yards of a play, whether we're running outside zone or we're running boot action, play action off of it. So I obviously have not been in their shoes, but I think that's really difficult on a defense. DBs, especially safeties that are getting cracked all game, then all of a sudden you're going to boot action off of it. You're going to run a deep in route off of that same route stem. I think that puts defenses in a bind. It puts linebackers in a bind.
No doubt, right? Are they running or are they passing? I know that there are a group of people out there analytically that say you don't need to run the ball well to make play action work. Yet somehow every single person that's ever played this game seems to disagree with that. So, look, at the very least, it can't hurt. And if you can run like that and the way the boots come off of it, I thought that looked very special on Friday night.
Yeah, and Kubiak did a good job with the Saints of getting the running backs involved in the passing game, too. And then you can just add even more confusion as to what you're doing from the other team. So I hope to see more of that. But I don't think it's just us too. Like I know we're like, oh, it's a preseason game, we can't overreact. Like I saw a lot of the national media that's maybe been a little down on the Seahawks. Pretty excited about that, especially that first series with Darnold.
I'm telling you, I'm in love. I have found someone, and I'm in love. And I think I'll explain it here at 7:00. I think the reason I'm in love is preseason proof. It has nothing to do with it being I think it does not matter that it was preseason.
Okay.
I think I've crafted this in such a way. Well, you know what? Get to it at 7.
So to be like G, it would be like you you fell in love after like the first date, but you think you have a.
I'm not getting into any of that. Like, I have a good reason why I think it was not just the environment of the preseason that affected me, right? Yeah, it's not like it was, well, you know, we were outside and just it was a pretty night and everything worked out. And no, it's not like that. Like, it's not the environment.
Okay, well, we'll get to that at 7. As we wrap up here, I wanted to make sure that we got to Sue Bird. The Storm held a ceremony ahead of their game against the Phoenix Mercury yesterday, which they did unfortunately lose 85-82. But they unveiled a statue of Sue Bird outside of Climate Pledge. She becomes the first WNBA player to have a statue outside the arena, and she is also the first female athlete in Seattle to be honored with one. Here's what she had to say about that.
I'm the first player to ever have a statue built. And that fact both humbles me and fills me with pride, not just for me, but for what this represents for women's basketball, for every young girl who will walk past this statue and think that maybe it could be her someday, and every young boy who's going to do the same thing. That means a lot. People keep asking me what it feels like to be the first, and the truth is I never set out to be the first at anything, but if being the first means that I won't be the last, if this statue means that 20 years from now, there'll be statues of other WNBA greats, some are in this audience, and players whose names we don't even know yet, then I'm proud to be the first.
That's cool. That's a really cool sentiment, and not surprising that Sue Bird would nail it. Yet another statues are going up here every 2 days. Pretty soon, there's not going to be room in Seattle for any of us. There's going to be statues everywhere. And kudos to her and Ichiro, and everybody else is getting a statue. They're all deserved. They're all awesome. I love that message she gives there. I think that's really nice and fit very well with my weekend. I happened to be, all at, I was at the Kraken Iceplex Ding all weekend long with Cecily doing a PWHL skills camp with some of the new players and draft picks from the PWHL hockey team that will be starting this year. And it was awesome. I mean, just seeing dozens of girls competing in this, and they look amazing. And they're so much more advanced than, even the high school players were when I was a kid. It just completely, the whole game has changed. And Trailblazers like Sue Bird are a huge part of the reason why, even in a different sport. Pretty amazing. And kudos to her. Just a really, really cool deal at Climate Pledge.
Every time she's honored at one of these, because she's been honored quite often here, as she should be.
Yes.
But I'm just so impressed with her as a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of other stuff that I was going through when I was cutting sound too, and she's just, she always says the right thing.
She does, and she always gets an enormous ovation too.
Yes.
Well, anytime anyone shows Sue Bird, she gets about as big an ovation as you're going to hear from anyone in town. Again, totally deserved. She's awesome.
That's all I got.
Oh, that's
for you
it?
this
that's
weekend.
Our whole weekend?
Yeah.
All right, nice job, Maura.
Well, you wanted me to cover
everything
you know
in the
what?
world.
That's not it.
I-5 is open?
It was Lyle's birthday.
Lyle is getting older. What's up, Lyle? How was your birthday?
It's fine.
Or whatever. Whatever. It was fine. Did you go out for dinner at least? Did you do something?
Yeah. Our family went out to dinner. I think it was more because everybody was in town. I'm not a big birthday person. So.
I know, but nobody got you a single present?
I didn't ask for anything.
Well, even if you didn't ask, somebody could give you something for your birthday just to sort of mark the occasion. No? Nothing. There's nothing you wanted for your birthday? Not one thing?
Not really.
So you have everything in your life. That must be nice. Everything you want in your life, you have?
Well, no, but the other things I want, I couldn't ask for a birthday present, like getting Kyle Tucker on the Mariners.
Well, all right, that would have been a big one. Do you really feel like that's necessary anymore?
Still, yes.
Yeah, it's actually, you know what? That'd actually still be pretty good. They could have used them this weekend. All right, we'll come back. Brock is here. I will tell you why I'm in love and who I'm in love with next on Brock and Salk.
If you haven't subscribed to Seattle Sports on YouTube,
it's amazing. We just got to keep hammering it home.
You're missing part of the game.
The rest is history.
There's so much more than what happens on the field.
This is the place I love.
Subscribe now for in-depth inside information with Brock and Salk.
The Mariners' hit rate was way higher than that.
Bump and Stacy.
Cal's like a coach out there.
Wyman and Bob.
One day, breaking that record would be pretty cool.
Stream it live with the local sports leader on YouTube, Seattle Sports.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington and designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement. In August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments for 1 year, and an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports, not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Get me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Yeah, I might be in love. I didn't think that would be the case. I did not set out on Friday night to find love. In fact, I don't think it had even dawned on me that love would be a big part of my night on Friday. I was expecting to sit around and watch a football game, preseason game, and let's face it, preseason games, I'm probably a little closer to the Groz's view on this than others. That, it's really hard to learn a whole lot during those games, that they're, Groz says meaningless. I would go like one step up from meaningless. It's very rare that I watch a preseason game and come away with anything that changes my opinion about a team, about a player, about any of that, because I think there's so many caveats you can put towards anything that happens in a preseason game. And yet, what I saw on Friday night, I felt fullbacks, competent run schemes, play action, movement off of the success of the run game, and just the dedication to actually running the ball. I loved it. I absolutely 100% in every imaginable way loved the offense for the Seahawks on Friday night. My favorite, honestly, I think it's my favorite in 16 years. It's certainly my favorite since Marshawn Lynch was here and doing his thing. I'll give Darrell Bevell some credit. I always loved when he really found Russ and Marshawn and started using them together with the read option and really affecting the run game that way. I thought that was great. So I don't want to completely diminish everything that came before this, but I'm going to start dividing the world into the time before Klint Kubiak and afterwards, if what I saw on Friday was any indication. That was amazing. So is it just a preseason thing? I mean, maybe, right? I mean, yes, it's possible that some of the success came because it was a preseason game and, they're not going against top competition, et cetera. Fine. But the calling of 47 run plays or whatever it was, 48 run plays in the game, Brock, good morning to you. That's not preseason. That's just my absolute love for Klint Kubiak. What an unbelievable game he called. Brock, I'm in love.
Yeah, it was just the orchestration of it all, too, wasn't it? It was a symphony of destruction. And this is what this offense, when you've competed against it for so many years, you've had that happen to you a couple times. In fact, the one game that in the regular season I ever worked with the great Steve Rabel was the Rams game where Todd Gurley, I think, is still running, where the infamous "get my name out your mouth" kind of came out of. And, we have seen the Niners do that. We've seen the Rams do it. We have seen this Shanahan tree be able to build some of these branches like that. It's the first time we've seen it executed in that kind of fashion in any preseason game, any regular season, any postseason game here for the Seattle Seahawks. So,
Brock, 40,
you can put an asterisk by it all you want.
48 rushing attempts?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen that.
So, you remember that time?
No.
Pete Carroll was so excited to show us the stat line of Army football. He's like, did you guys see this?
Right.
Who'd they play? They played like
it was one passing attempt, right?
I think it was like Purdue or Ohio State. They played somebody in the Big Ten, and they ran it like 78 times. They threw it once.
But Pete wouldn't do that. Unfortunately, Pete may have loved all of that, but he never actually got his team to do it. You know what my phrase is, right? You can't run the ball if you don't run the ball. Well, they ran the ball. They called running play after running play after running play, and then they had success with them, and it was. I mean, honestly, Brock.
That's not your phrase. That's your edict.
That's my edict. Thank you. Well, it started literally from the first play of the game.
I-backs behind Sam Darnold gets the start.
Let me just pause it before you even hear the play. I-backs. I got multiple highlights here on my sheet that start with Steve Rabel saying I-backs. When's the last time? And that's not one word. That's not like IBAX or anything like that. Or like, what are those animals? The ibex? It's not an ibex. Those are I-backs. And for those of you who were Lyle's age, this used to be somewhat normal. You'd line up and you'd have the quarterback under the center and then the fullback behind him and then the running back behind him. And it was called like an I formation. I know it sounds crazy. I like the letter, not like the part of your body on your face. I-backs means an I formation. Yeah, well, they did that because they have Robbie Utes, who's an actual fullback, something they haven't had in forever. And so, Brock, I-back formation.
Tonight, Charbonnet is going to rip off a big run out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Going over that left side behind his rookie left guard, the first-round draft choice. A 13-yard gain for Zach Charbonnet. Nice way to start this one.
The physicality, Brock, the personnel groupings, those things were not because it was preseason. Right? The way the game was called, that's not just preseason. The actual commitment to the running game, that's not just preseason. That is the way he called the game, the way he would have called any game. Yeah. It's true. I'm saying it again, Brock.
Salk.
Love is in the air.
Salk,
Can you feel it?
Do you have enough love to go around?
I think I do.
Are you sure?
I'm a very loving person.
I mean, it's Naylor, it's Luis, it's Klint Kubiak. It's quite a triumvirate right there, by the way.
Well, I don't have to love all of them at the same time, you know. Plus, I'm sure I could take away from like people of my family for a little while if I needed to. If I was running low on love.
Are we gonna do a Salk love test every week? Like Dion was asked about which of his kids he loves the most.
He was.
So, of course. And
which of your kids? Did he answer it?
Of course he did.
Yeah,
didn't
he said
like
like
depending on the day?
This one's pissing me off, so he's lower.
Yeah.
And this
He was
week,
just joking, though.
Nah, I think this week Salk, or every week we should have a little Salk. Like
who am I in love with this week?
Which of your three? Your Tris, which of your three do you love the most?
I feel like right now it's this guy. Oh my gosh, Klint Kubiak is at the top of the list today. And I think
Did you see my tweet, by the
way?
Did you see my tweet with the numbers? This was before the final two preseason games.
Okay.
One tonight, one last night. This was every other team this preseason. Again, just to say, well, it's preseason football. It's preseason football. Okay. You take the average of the other 27 teams that had played to that point, Salk, they'd run the ball per game 26 times for 96 yards.
Okay.
3.7 yards a carry. Kind of like a lot of Seahawks games have been, unfortunately, over the last few years. 26 for 96 for 3.7. The Seahawks were 48 for 268, 5.6.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it wasn't just an outlier. I mean, it was an electron in a different orbit. I mean, what they did and put together is something that just we've not seen. One point midway through the third quarter, they had 11 rushing first downs and 11 passing first downs.
Amazing.
Too. So it wasn't just like run to run. It was run to set up all of that beautiful play action pass and all the efficiency that came off of it. It was it was about as good as you can play offense against a team that we were told was pretty deep defensively.
We were told.
They just shredded them.
I think it's just right now our offensive operation I'm very pleased with how we take the ball, the decisiveness of how we move and shift. And the guys felt like that we got we called our targets right. We, just felt like we were going to the right guys for the most part until about the fourth quarter. And the backs ran really hard. Every back today I thought ran the ball hard and going forward and how we finished plays. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I bet they enjoyed watching it too, because the eye in the sky doesn't lie, and there's an old saying that the film's never as good as you think it is. It's never as bad as you think it is. That film was as good as you thought it was. Yes, those numbers bear that out.
Pretty good. Pretty fun preseason game. Again, just a preseason game. I'm not going to make it and turn, this running game is going to be great. I'm not saying that. I don't know yet. I'm not saying the offensive line is 100% great, although certainly it's encouraging. You're right. It was a very encouraging sign that the offensive line looked more than competent in that game, because it is a preseason and there is only so much you can glean from that. But the way the game was called, the personnel groupings, the commitment to the running game, to me, that's not just preseason. To me, that's an offensive coordinator that I might have a little love for moving forward. Pretty excited right now about Klint Kubiak. Brock, let's come back. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. We got takeaways from a more wide-ranging spectrum of things we saw on Friday night at 7:30. Daniel Jeremiah is stopping by at 8:30. Hawk blogger Brian Nemhauser at 9:30. Big morning on Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports.
He's looking up, and it is gone! He does it again! Number 47 for Cal.
Up next, another tough test against one of baseball's best teams in the first of three against the Phillies in the city of brotherly love. First pitch today at 3:45. Pregame at 2:30 on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right. Junior colleges, tech schools, universities, just verify your student ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR in the letter U.
Homeowners, federal tax credits on heat pumps end soon. Home Comfort Alliance can help you save up to 75% on new in-stock heat pumps with combined discounts, utility rebates, and expiring federal tax credits on systems installed by December 31st. These are new in-stock high-efficiency models that will make your home comfortable year-round. Federal tax credits expire December 31st, so don't wait. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, it's Home Comfort Alliance, the comfort people.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
We at 3 Tree Roofing understand that your home is your castle. That's why our certified technicians use state-of-the-art installation methods to deliver the highest warranties available. Check out our hundreds of online reviews and schedule a free estimate to see for yourself. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Beat rising costs at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For a limited time, get a 20% inflation discount and enjoy easy 18-month free financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Cal Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there!
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
And Julio makes the catch! No fly zone in full effect.
Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and the strike 3 called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Be here for the stretch run at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are back in town Friday, August 22nd for a 6-game homestand against the A's and Padres. Plus, don't miss marquee interleague matchups against the Cardinals, September 8th to 10th, and the Dodgers, September 26th to 28th. Get your tickets today at mariners.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, ugly night, unfortunately, to finish off an ugly series for the Mariners. They stormed back on Friday, right? Bats went nuts, and that was awesome. I mean, just really showing what this offense can look like when it all comes together. But then they go totally silent on Saturday. Brian Wu pitches well, but it didn't matter. And then George Kirby, unfortunately, just didn't have it last night. He said he missed all of his spots. He really just didn't have anything working at all.
No, I mean, I know it's going to, during the week, I'm going to, pan that stuff out, just practice. And, you have a tough one once in a while. They're really good. They made me really grind, and all those bats were tough. And I wasn't getting a lot of swing and miss below the plate. And when I needed to come back in the zone, they can be paid for it. So I'm just going to continue doing my work and get after it for next week.
Wasn't just that, though. I mean, it's kind of a sloppy game. A couple of mistakes from Julio, and it just, I don't know, it just was not the same kind of crisp baseball we were watching a week ago.
No, and we knew this was going to be, not to make excuse nor explanation, a difficult road trip, and it just kind of played out that way. That game a little bit, again, delayed last night, 45 minutes or so with some thunderstorms. Everything has just felt a tick off. Right? It has just not been aligned. You look up and you're like, oh, okay, Suarez had a home run. Oh, look at Cal had another couple home runs. Finally, Polanco gets a double lag. There have been little spurts, and guys have been getting, individually some of their hits, but nothing has been collectively aligned Other than the offense on Friday night, outside of that, on this road trip, so
haven't quite had it. So It's not going to get any easier. They go to Philadelphia now, first of 3 games today. You're going to have to find a way, battle through, try to win this series, take 2 out of 3, and make this a 4-5 road trip because you really don't want to come home 3-6 or 2-7. That's not what you were hoping for at this point in the season after the trade deadline. Just battle through this thing. We know it's a tough road trip, but battle through it.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
32-yard line, eye backs behind Drew Lock, who goes under center with a slot left side. Turn in hand, straight ahead, finding running room. Martinez inside the 20, dragging tacklers with him inside the 15-yard line. That was his calling card. Damian Martinez, the rookie out of Miami, was known to drag 2 or 3 or 4 defenders toward the goal line. He did that time for 19 and a first down.
Yeah, I-backs once again, Brog. That was a different play with I-backs. And, yeah, you
want to go through the whole game and see how many times Steve Rabel said I-backs?
I don't think he wants to do that at all. Why would he want to do that? I-backs?
I wonder if he mixed in the old I formation.
I'm sure he
Seahawks
did.
come out in the I formation.
Sure he did all of that.
Seahawks come out with a fullback. Seahawks come out with 3 tight ends. Seahawks come out with more run.
Brock, they had 268
run.
yards on the ground on 48 rushing attempts. That's 5.6 yards per carry. That is total domination. Charbonnet, 5 carries, 45 yards. Halani, 5 for 49. Damian Martinez, you just heard 19 of his 50. And then the quarterbacks ended up looking really good because of it. Drew Lock had himself one of the best outings he's ever had as a Seahawk.
Lock looks, throws to the end zone, back shoulder throw. Bobo, touchdown! Seahawks! Is there an echo in here? 2 Bobos on the catch. His second touchdown of the game. And if anybody had a doubt, don't.
Oh.
Yeah, no doubts, I guess.
How did a doubt about what?
I don't know.
About Bobo's role on this team and the competition there in the receiver room, which is very, very fierce. Maybe the only negative, Horton came out of that game a little banged up, still didn't practice yesterday, told not to worry about it, just kind of being careful with an ankle injury. But in his absence, absolutely, Bobo stepped up big.
Yeah, pretty cool to see. One more tune-up this week. They'll have a joint practice, just one of them, I guess, in Green Bay, and then they'll play, and then some time off. And then San Francisco and the opener after Labor Day.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Surprise roster move on Friday. We had a sense that Luke Raley would return, and he did. A little surprising to see Miles Masterboni sent back down to Tacoma. I mean, we talked about that as an option, so it couldn't have come completely out of left field, but a little surprising. Both Dylan Moore and Donovan Solano end up sticking around. And to their credit, Solano actually had a pretty good game on Friday. I think I actually saw, did I see a Dylan Moore double late in that game?
You did. You did.
Thank God.
And I think they saved the ball for him.
Did they really?
I think they knew how hard this slump has been for 3 months.
Good for him. That's nice. That's a nice moment. Victor Robles, good news, working his way back, having a lot of success in Tacoma, 5 for 14, a couple of doubles, some steals. The bad news? Threw a nutty last night after getting hit by the 5th pitch in this short rehab stint. Was he been there for 5 games, 4 games, something like that? He's already been hit with 5 pitches. He did not react well, though. Threw the bat at the pitcher. You can't do that. You can charge the pitcher. You can't throw the bat at him like that. Anybody else think Randy was going to charge the pitcher on the first pitch of the night last night?
Nah.
At the Little League World Series? I think the only reason he didn't was because of the Little League. I think he was like, I can't do this here. But I think he was ready. I think he looked pissed when that ball, because that ball came up and in right at his head. The Robles swung like,
Lyles?
Victor, you swung at the pitch.
That's right.
It's a strike.
Get out of the way.
What the hell? It's a strike.
Yes.
I don't think he swung. He's like turning to try and get out of the way.
That's a swing. It should be strike. It should be a strike. And the next batter, I saw David Arzma tweeting about it.
Hit in the chest. His bat was going forward.
That's a strike. Swung at the pitch.
Yes.
Come on, man. The monkeys are going to be very disappointed. His monkeys are going to be disappointed. What'd you say?
Mike Lyles email last night to us. You know what the kids call that song?
Oh, yeah, a crash out. Yeah.
That is a full-on crash out.
It's not just a nutty.
Does he get suspended?
That's just what he needs, probably. Right? You can't throw your bat.
No.
You can't do that.
You could seriously hurt somebody.
Yeah, you can't throw your bat.
Like, seriously hurt somebody.
Yeah. Can't do that. Bryce Miller, though, does sound like he will start in Philadelphia one of these 3 games. Buster Olney said it on the broadcast last night. And, yeah, Logan Evans went to the IL on Friday. So there you go. That is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show.
Were you a little bummed last night? A little bummed?
About?
Just on national TV. Just this was your chance. There's been so much incredible exposure, and saw some numbers the other day that both Cal and even Julio are in the top 5 in F-WAR in all of baseball. Power rankings are in the top 5. Like, here's a chance to win the series, be good at rubber matches, in front of all the kids, in front of the national audience.
Disappointed they didn't play well. Like, I don't mind them losing. I mean, I mind, but it happens.
That's more of my question.
Yeah, I didn't like seeing the sloppiness. I thought it was a sloppy game they played last night. But thankfully, for those of us who were here and watching every game, that's been a rarity for them. So I don't know. Yeah, it's disappointing to see it on the national stage, but I don't know. That's just not really been who this team is. So willing to give them a pass on that one. And, hopefully that was just a one-night only thing. We'll talk a little more about those Mariners at 8 o'clock and what we saw here on this road trip. Before we do it, though, Brock, we've got some takeaways, full takeaways, not just about my love affair for Klint Kubiak, but even the whole game, everything else we saw next on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about.
If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Yeah, now is the time, right? We do talk about it all throughout the year, but roofing season, that's really now, right? It's what makes it long, dry days. Roofing crews, realistically, working sun up to sundown, cranking out projects all over the region. Riverside Roofing, of course, is leading the charge. They're in Marysville, but they do serve the entirety of Western Washington, as you know. They do awesome work. Earn my recommendation. They earn industry awards like GAF Master Elite's President's Club. Yeah, fewer than 1% of roofing companies in the whole country can achieve that. So get a roofing quote in less than 60 seconds. Use Quick Quote. It's directly there on the RiversideRoofingLLC.com website. Just a little pop-up as soon as you go. And, it's super easy. You can expect a yard and driveway totally clean of debris thanks to the catch-all system. They do it all, man. Behind the national accolades, just a family company from right here in Marysville with those important local values like trust. That's why I always say Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust.
At Toyota Renton, the game plan is simple. Save money and take the tailgate wherever you go. With the all-hybrid Camry, leasing at just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Corolla at $219 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. The wonderful team at Toyota Renton can set you up with a test drive so you can take your new car to the stadium the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota Renton or online at toyotarenton.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1852.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Don't miss the action at T-Mobile Park during the stretch run. The Mariners are pushing for the postseason and have a great slate of marquee interleague matchups on deck, including the Padres August 25th to 27th and Cardinals September 8th to 10th. Plus, be here as Cal and the crew take on Ohtani and the defending World Series champion Dodgers for the final series of the regular season, September 26th to 28th. It's time to seize the moment and pack the park. Lock in your seats today at Mariners.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Does your building company have a strong website? One with a solid organic search presence, engaging prospects, and filling your pipeline? You know, a site that speaks loud about your company. I'm Rusty George. My local agency specializes in creating websites and marketing strategies for building companies, including construction, manufacturing, and material suppliers. We develop strategies and tactics to attract and win more quality business. See how we can help your business get louder at rustygeorge.com. That's rustygeorge.com.
Our bats are back, and the ballpark is rocking like 2001. Hey, it's Dr. Ryan Stern of the Stern Sinus Center. Rhine Air is a simple, non-invasive procedure that significantly reduces your postnasal drip and stuffiness. We're proud this year the Stern Sinus Center was just named a nationwide center of excellence. We offer a solution that will save you time, money, and frustration. Schedule your appointment in Auburn or Federal Way or go to sternsinus.com. That's sternsinus.com.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington and designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement. In August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments for 1 year, and an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Brock and Salk
weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I can't believe the number of people I'm seeing on the text machine defending Victor Robles. Guys, he threw his bat. Like, once you throw your bat, you've lost the benefit of the doubt. This one's pretty simple. I agree with you. You shouldn't get hit 5 times, and he has every right to be mad, and it's tough going through rehab, and I'm sorry about his mom. All those things are true. I have sympathy for Victor Robles, and you know what? If you don't like that the guy keeps hitting, what would you say? It's the 3rd time Estes has hit him and 2nd time in a week. Charge the mound. Go fight him. I will get your back 100 times out of 100. You can't step back away from the plate, throw your bat like a moonshot towards the pitcher, and then, no, like that doesn't work. You want to go charge the mound? Charge the mound. I got you. You know I love fighting in baseball, but that's a fight, not throwing a bat. That's a no. Sorry.
Glass half full. Shoulder looks pretty good.
Shoulder looks pretty good. I said the good news. He looks pretty good. Even throwing the bat. Yeah, that was good. Hopefully it didn't hurt his shoulder throwing the bat through the air. Yeah, you can't.
That's probably why he didn't charge.
Because of the
shoulder.
shoulder.
Want to be tackled. Yeah, you don't want to.
Then you got to eat it until you see the guy in the big leagues one day, and you can fight him in a few years. Yeah. But you can't throw your bat. Sorry, man. Like there have to be rules of engagement. It's like in hockey. You can punch guys. You can check guys. You can't cheap shot them. You can't hit them with your stick in the head. Like there's certain rules and bats and sticks and things like that. You can't swing your helmet at somebody, right? We've talked about that one as well. Like there are certain things that where the things you have, they cross the line. Those are weapons. Yep. You can't do that. Let's give you some takeaways.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, Lyle.
He even gave you 2.5 minutes, Lyle.
You were all caught up and defending Victor Robles in the other room. And now I got to wait for my takeaways.
You made him talk about his birthday. He was very depressed.
He's having a tough day. He is awake, though, which is good. He's pretty bushy, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning.
Hit the button, Lyle.
Takeaways.
Institutional knowledge, Salk. I'll just start with the big picture here and just the commitment to the run game and try to peel it back a little bit. This was the hope when you hired the kind of brain trust, the kind of years of experience, the kind of time on task that all of these men have had together in their football lives. You weren't bringing in this guy from this system and that guy from that system and this guy from this experience. You're bringing everybody in that has just made a living burying their roots in the Shanahan tree. And this was the hope and the expectation that whether it was practice, whether it was preseason games, I was telling you guys off the air, and it even jumped out to Titus as he watched. He's like, man, look at the way they just get to the line. Look at the intent. That word intent, it's such a big deal in football. Even the third string guys in the O-line, look at them run to the ball. And I promise you, Ray Roberts and Robbie Tobeck and all the O-linemen in town were like that. That's what it should look like. Not recess, not lollygag into the line of scrimmage, late to put my hand down so I can get slammed in the face, dropping back, passing 50 times a game. Like, no, this is what you hired. This is what you brought in. And preseason or not, dress rehearsal or not, that act was well done from beginning to end.
Yeah, that was absolute destruction of the Kansas City Chiefs. It had every factor that you would want of a physical beatdown. They dominated, I thought, for most of the game on both sides of the line of scrimmage. The offense, we've talked about a lot, punishing. But even defensively, they had some big hits. They had the safety, right? That's another big, can be a way to categorize or characterize a physical beatdown. The gang tackles where they would, one guy after another, the bench getting hyped and running out on the field. Like, the energy on the two sidelines in that game was palpably different.
Yes, it
now,
was.
We'll see what happens when, after you've played in 3 straight Super Bowls, maybe getting hyped for a preseason game in the pouring rain in Seattle is not the tops on your list. Like, I get it. So I don't want to read too much into it, but still pretty fun to watch.
Takeaways.
What do you think of Jalen Milroe and short yardage, Brock?
Ooh.
How about that? Milroe coming in a couple times for special packages.
How about that?
So we kind of debated it a little bit last week, and Drew Lock had a good game. We'll come back to him as a takeaway in a moment. But when you see Milroe come in somewhat early for a tush-push-like play, is that a sign that he may end up being the backup and Drew Lock the third emergency guy, just so that you can use him in those situations? If somebody gets hurt, fine, he finishes out the game, and then in the next game, it's probably Lock as the starter. But I think that's how they're going to play that.
Yeah, it very well might be. We had not seen a ton of that in training camp, Salk, in those situations. But absolutely use him. If he has that kind of talent on your team, don't leave it on the sidelines. And to actually then execute the tush push, which we've not seen many teams do very well. And that kind of looked the way it's supposed to look, the way the Philadelphia does. That was impressive.
Pretty cool.
Takeaways.
Hey, can you give me cut number 14 here, Jake Bobo? On Kubiak's system. This is after the game. Jake was awesome. Couple touchdowns, just doing everything that's asked of him. And I like the way that he framed this system that they're getting an opportunity to run.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to see it, but it's really cool what Kubes is doing. I mean, he's marrying up, at least for just receivers. We're on the same path for the first 10 yards of a play, whether we're running outside zone or we're running boot action, play action off of it. So I obviously have not been in their shoes, but I think that's really difficult on a defense. DBs, especially safeties that are getting cracked all game, then all of a sudden you're going to boot action off of it. You're going to run a deep in route off of that same route stem.
You know what that's called, Salky?
Tunneling.
It's called tunneling. It's pitching ninja. It's making everything look the same 10 feet out of my hand when I'm pitching, and then all of a sudden it goes down that tunnel, that tunnel, that tunnel.
Yeah.
But it's putting that hitter in a bind, and in this case, putting the defense in a bind. That you get these condensed formations, and you're running at that safety to go block them. And that safety is like, is this a run or a pass? Right? It's not just the defenses that can play the game of disguise. Offenses can too. It's a lot harder. Sometimes it simplifies your playbook. It simplifies your plan. But when you make it all look the same, you do put those guys in a blender.
I very, very rarely mention my high school football career because there's not a tremendous amount there to talk about. But I will say I remember vividly one of my first games, sophomore year playing varsity, like for the first time and being at safety. I mean, like, how am I supposed to tell if this guy's running a route or if he's coming to block me? Like, I couldn't understand. Like, this giant dude is running at me. Am I supposed to cover him? Oh my God, he just flattened me. I remember that being, and like asking the coaches, and as you can imagine, we didn't have like great coaching at that point. Like, what am I supposed to do? And he's like, figure it out. I was like, oh, thanks. Really helpful. As I'm lying flat on my back, I'm getting pancaked 15 yards downfield. Appreciate it. So it's nice to know that it can still be a problem for the pros as well. That's good.
Takeaways.
Hey, K9? Have you guys seen Ken Walker? Because I don't think Mike McDonald has. He might want to get himself out on the field because Charbonnet looks like, Brock, you made the proclamation. I don't mean to go back before you, but like I've been wanting this for a year. Mm-hmm. I have said for at least a year. I don't know why this job would just be handed to Ken Walker. They're both second-round picks. Or they both have a tremendous amount of talent, and I think Charbonnet is a better fit for what they're trying to do. He played a whale of a game. I mean, those 5 carries were awesome. Drew Lock was pretty impressed.
Yeah, I'd say every time I come in the locker room, his locker is like 3 or 4 down from mine. There's not a time that he's not on his iPad. I don't get to see what it is, but our iPads are pretty secure. You know, it's going to be Exos or it's going to be teamwork. So he's in his book. He studies. And when you're at practice, you guys have seen it, it's 100 miles per hour, 24/7. And, you know, that translates into games.
Yeah, parents all over Washington are like, yeah, when I see my kid with his iPad, I don't think he's just like doing what he's supposed to be doing, but that's why he mentions they're pretty secure. Like, he's not playing video games on there because that's not an option on those iPads. Nope. He's doing work, and you could see him doing work in the game. And then Mike McDonald asked about Ken Walker not being there. Here's 2 answers, Brock. Tell me what you make of them.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a balance. You know, you got to just make the best decision you can. I mean, there's a lot of walkthrough reps that need to be but at some point, you know, you have, to your point, that you got to do it on the field so you feel confident to go out there and execute at a high level and play your best football. So that's something that we're working through, and he's doing the best he can, and we're doing the best we can as a coaching staff, and we just got to work together on this thing as it unfolds.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to be out there. Here's one more.
Yeah. He looks great. He's fast. He's hitting his targets, reading it out pretty well. It's exciting to have him out there. You know, I think when he's been out there, it's been really good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Coach speak for, hey, get your butt out there.
Yeah, and this has been, this is last year. This has just been kind of, unfortunately, like a lot of running backs. So there's so many talented running backs, and he's amazingly gifted, and he is fast, and he's built like a brick house. But can you post? And availability is your most important ability, especially at that spot where it is so hard to do. I'll say this lastly. I think personality-wise, just psychologically, I think it'd be better to have Charbonnet as the lead dog because I don't think it affects him. If he's the starter or not, like he's going to work. He's just wired that way. Let K9 now chase him. He might be in a better spot instead of being the starter. He might be in a better spot of being the one chasing.
Takeaways.
All right, how about the quarterback play? How about Sam Darnold? 4 for 4, totally sharp. I thought his feet were sharp. I thought his eyes were sharp. Just, on time, on rhythm, on target. Drew Lock comes in, maybe the best game he's ever played as a Seahawk. I don't know if he, missed a throw. Like, if there was a negative on his grade sheet. My goodness gracious. Stood in there one time, too, with a whole bunch of traffic and a muddy pocket and found an outlet and a check down. And then Jalen came in, and you see his unbelievable speed. But you do see he's more of 3 of his 5 throws were kind of sprayed. Mm-hmm. A great catch by Cody White on one of them way high and behind. And then, just high and away. Like, he's going to be a little bit more. That refinement of his accuracy is going to be a big deal. And watching for him, Drew, and especially Sam, who trains with the same guy, in Jordan Palmer, watching it, working it every single day is going to be the best thing for him.
Yeah, here's Mike McDonald on what he saw from his starting quarterback.
Really sharp. I'm pretty sure he wanted to keep going, but he showed what he can do. So it was really, really, really great drive.
You know what else I loved? If you watched that entire broadcast, is that Sam Darnold was engaged from beginning to end. Every one of Drew Lock's, he had the little earpiece in listening to it. Drew and him were standing next to each other when Jalen was in there for 3 or 4 drives, like talking through the plays. When I say that's an A-plus QB room in every way, like the way they treat each other, they build each other, they compete with one another, they've got different skill sets. I really do believe that's an A-plus QB room.
Takeaways.
We talked through the running back deal. I don't know who's going to make the team as a running back. I mean, assuming Ken Walker is healthy and on the team and all of that, do you have a sense whether it's Damian Martinez or George Halani? I mean, both guys sure did everything you would want to ask them to do.
I think you could put Damian on the practice squad easier because Halani, I think, can be a plus practice. I think that would be the determination. Is just looking around the league and saying, okay, how can we safely put somebody there that we still really want?
And maybe that's where that goes. Wide receiver, by the way, kind of the same thing. Bobo had a great game. Derek Young had a really good game.
Derek Young has never played faster and better than he is right now.
He looked great.
Speaking of looks, have you seen Derek Young?
You know I've always liked me some Derek Young.
Have you seen his deltoid, Salk? Do you know how long you'd have to train? Lyle would have to train his deltoids to look like that.
I've always said I thought Derek Young could be a really good Jermaine Kearse in the NFL because I think he's a good blocker. He gets in the way, does all those things, and
felt
is
like he was
kind of sneaky fast.
Muscled. I always felt like he was a little too muscle bound. Like he was just a little too big.
Not surprisingly, you're going body show on this. I just think he's a talented kid, so I don't know, man.
I'm talking about him. I started out with him playing as fast as he's ever played.
But then you couldn't help but criticize the body.
Well, look at him. Criticize the body. Applaud.
Are you done?
Applaud the body.
You know what? I'm pulling the plug on takeaways. We're done here today. No more takeaways. Eventually, it always just leads to Brock judging people's bodies. So we're just going to have to stop.
No, it does not.
It usually does. It usually does. Well,
that is a
pretty
body
often.
beautiful sucker right there. I'll tell you that.
Let's stay with the football. We'll get to some baseball here in 15 minutes, but it's time for Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88. Blue 88! Blue 88! We take you to the field as Brock Ewert breaks down 3 football questions as only he can.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
All right, Brock, is this the offensive line group? What we saw run out there, is that the group that should now start?
It's got to be.
So Sundell at center.
Yeah. I think now Olu has just, missed a couple weeks. He's got a back that's barking. That's no fun. This system is about movement. You add, we talk about Charles Cross. And by the way, Jones has played some good football. And I know it's preseason, but as your swing tackle, that guy at left tackle the last couple games has played some good ball. But to put a former teammate right next to your rookie left guard and Gray Zabel, not a bad deal. They're movers, they're shakers. Anthony Bradford has never looked better. He's never played better. Did you see the PFF grades? If we're going to use them on the negative end of things when they're terrible, did you see the PFF grades?
Tremendous. Bradford especially, right?
Holy smokes. Yeah, like he's over a 90.
Well, I mean, they ran for 5.6 yards per carry, and that got worse as the game went on. They better have good grades.
Yeah. I think this is the group you're going to go with. So this will be the final week of preseason action. As you mentioned, this is what every team is doing, by the way. Every team is flying out and getting really one good day. And then Fridays, they kind of split up and practice at different places and then play Saturday. So this has been kind of the common norm for everybody around the NFL, is to really use this Thursday in Green Bay as a very, very big day. That should be the final day. If there is even a semblance of competition, that should be the final day of any of this talk of, well, we don't know about center. Well, we don't know about right guard. Like, let those two guys hammer out every single rep against the ones, good on good, in Green Bay in that practice, and then just say, yep, Hayes in the barn. This is our group. Let them play together. Let them grow together. And I kind of like the way it all mixes and matches from strengths, experience, and again, a comfort level with that center and that left guard.
All right, question number 2. We went through the list of guys that might be able to help themselves in this game, Brock, and a lot of them didn't end up being a big factor in it. Who did? Who helped themselves more than anybody on the Seahawks roster?
I mean, it's just your eyes and the numbers kind of back this one up. And even Rabel's, highlight of his second touchdown pass. That's Jake Bobo. And he's in for a dogfight, depending on the numbers game and how many running backs are going to keep, because now, Salk, you've got a couple fullbacks / tight ends, right, that you're going to keep around as well. I mean, you mentioned, what's his name, Salbert? So is that
Salbert? I like him.
You mentioned him, your first practice you went to.
I like him.
And that dude legitimately has played on 8 teams in 9 years.
He looked great, though, didn't he?
He has. Like, he's done everything the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So
he had a great block on the first Bobo touchdown.
Yeah, you would think you'd want somebody with his experience around, too, because AJ's just a second year. Arroyo's just a rookie. So you keep him, and then it's, Brady Russell's going to be on this team. Robbie Oates going to be on this team. Right? What about the running backs? You mentioned them. I mean, it's a good dilemma to have. These are hard decisions to make.
And if you want to keep
Bobo's
3
a smart
quarterbacks,
guy.
Brock, which is an extra quarterback.
Yeah. What school did Bobo go to out there on the East Coast?
It's Belmont Hill. We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, he's a smart guy from Belmont Hill.
Yeah.
And he can read the room, and Derek Young can read the room. And those guys both, they went at it. And they're going to go at it this week, and that's going to be a difficult decision, but I think Jake really, really helped himself with his performance Friday night.
All right, question number 3. I'm going to throw you a change up here, Brock. Hear any of Tom Pelissero this morning? Talking about Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals?
Contract talks between Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals remain at an impasse, and Cincinnati is listening to trade offers for their 4-time Pro Bowl defensive end. Now, I want to be clear, no trade is imminent. They're not going to give him away, but this is a rarity. The NFL's reigning sack leader is available for the right price.
Okay, so what is that price? Pelissero had more.
So what would it take to get a Trey Hendrickson trade done? Back before the draft, the Bengals had an offer on the table that was a 2nd-round pick and change. At that time, they weren't willing to engage with that. They wanted a 1st-rounder. My understanding is that the price has softened or at least changed a little bit. At this point, the Bengals would want a player, somebody who maybe could even replace some of the production they got from Trey Hendrickson, as well as a pick in the 2026 draft.
Aren't the Seahawks pretty well set up for that?
Oh, they're 100% set up for that. That has never been my dilemma.
But aren't they set up for that?
Whether that is Derek Hall, whether that's Boye, whether that's Uchenna, preferably Uchenna out of that group. And maybe Uchenna's a guy that they would want as well. But they are perfectly set up for that.
I know.
That and a 4th-rounder, sure.
That and they traded
that
away a lot of their upcoming salary, so they've got plenty of salary to spend on a guy like him.
That has never, ever been my dilemma in this. And you know that, as we've talked about it for the last few months, and we could talk about it with DJ in 40 minutes or so. And he's probably going to bang the drum as he did 2 months ago when he said, absolutely, go get that done. There's not anybody that would argue to go from great to elite, and he would absolutely help you. Nobody. The argument comes with you say, well, they've got salary cap space. They do, but it's not infinity.
I know that. I'm not saying it's infinity, but...
And when you want to take care of your own, and that is what you do, and then give somebody $100 million that's never played it down for you.
But who's the reigning NFL sack leader? Like, what are we talking about?
On a team that didn't even make the playoffs.
That is today's Blue 88. I don't know, man. He really good. To me, that seemed, especially Brock, I almost feel like more convicted on it after watching the offense. Like, because before I thought one of the arguments was, are you sure this is the time? Like, I don't know if this is the time to start doing this. Are you going to be in a Super Bowl kind of situation within the next 3 years? I still don't know whether they are or not. But I do know that the offense that I watched on Friday looked competent, a lot more so than I thought it was going to. Maybe it's going to be a lot better than we thought. And this defense, which was borderline great last year, could become truly elite with Trey Hendrickson.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams are having Matt Stafford health issues. The Niners are having major injury all kinds of issues between the salary cap and like. I think you're in a decent position to do something like this. If you were in the AFC, maybe not. But just like the way the Mariners are in the AL, not the NL, the Seahawks are in the NFC, not the AFC.
And I would hope, and maybe the Bengals are looking at that too. Like, we are not going to trade him to somebody in the AFC that we've got to see, right? So if we're going to trade him anywhere, let's trade him to the NFC. And from that first part of that, as far as who has assets, as far as a young player or an older player, and I mean, it just, it feels a little Dwayne Brownish, and Dwayne Brown gave you some great years, right? Really solidifying a spot of need for you. And while this maybe on paper is not as big of a need, I can't argue against anything that you have really banged the drum for, other than just what does that do to the rest of your business?
So you might just need to work through that. But if you could work through that, man, you'd be getting a player that would really help you for a long time to come. Daniel Jeremiah, you heard Brock say it, will join us at 8:30. And then at 9:30, we'll talk to Hawk blogger Brian Nemhauser. So a lot more football to come, but we'll shift gears next. There was some good, some bad, and some ugly last night. We'll take you through all three next on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Josh Naylor in his last 7, 348, 423, 3 home runs.
The big grumper, because he looks grumpy. I love
Good
it.
one.
But here's a story. My buddy took his grandkids to the ball game. It's crazy. I'm kicking it with guys who have grandkids, right? That's how old I'm getting. He took his jersey off and gave it to the kid who was about 5 or 6 years old. So the big grumper has a soft side as well.
Yeah.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Do you have a car you want to sell, but you just don't want to go through all the hassle? With all the scams and security risks out there, more and more people just aren't comfortable selling their own car. So how do you get the most money for your used car without having to sell it yourself? Stacy here with the answer. It's Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your car and pay you right up front for it, but it gets way better. Once they resell your old car, they share half that profit with you. The question I get most from friends and colleagues is, well, what's the catch? How can they offer this? It's actually super simple. All the money they save by not traveling to buy cars at auctions, like purchase fees, shipping, and travel expenses, is what allows them to offer this. They'd rather share that money they save with you rather than outside vendors. They encourage you to shop around, but look, if Wayscar Ford can pay the same or more as competitors and then share half their profit with you once they resell your car, why would you sell your car anywhere else? They've already shared over $800,000 with their customers, and it's only at Wayscar Ford. WayscarFord.com. Check them out today, WayscarFord.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
At Cressy Door, we have the perfect garage door for you. Come visit our brand new garage door and fireplace showroom and let our experts help you find the perfect garage door. Cressy Door.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. Is your siding ready for the wet season? Call 866-ROOF-ROOF for James Hardy Siding. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
JTV Jewelry Television knows you love to sparkle, so now's your time to shine like the star you are. Enter JTV's Shine Like a Star sweepstakes for your chance to win $5,000 in dazzling jewelry from top brands, including Rachel Zoe Jewelry and Judith Ripka Jewelry. Plus, just for entering, get $30 off your your next qualifying JTV purchase of $99 or more when you opt in for emails. Enter now at jtv.com/likeastar. And remember, if you love jewelry, you'll love JTV.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike
Heward. Not exactly Joe Cat there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Kind of some good, bad, and ugly with the Mariners over the weekend and specifically yesterday. Let's start with the good. Those Little League kids and everything about the Little League experience and what they do with the game in Williamsport. It is awesome. I love the kids coming on and being interviewed. I love the kid. Did you see the kid when he talked about the Grand Slam he hit? Like, yeah, I didn't get all of that one. Like, I love the cockiness of them. Like, I thought that was really cool. I liked Julio and Soto going back and forth when Julio was being mic'd up. I thought that was really funny. Like, I actually laughed out loud. I thought Manaea did a great job when he was, with the crew. I love them being in the stands, right, broadcasting the game. I loved that there was no strike zone box during it. I thought it made the game much more fun to watch. Got a text early this morning from somebody agreeing with that. Like, yeah, it was nice to just watch baseball and not get mad about 1/32 of an inch off the plate. Like, just watch the game and then try to figure out whether it's a strike or not yourself without this stupid box there in front of you. So
I love seeing the video of Danny Wilson back in the early 80s.
Yes.
Little Danny, well, not little, long, tall Danny Wilson playing little catcher with literally the catcher's chest thing looked like Bad News Bears, like directly from the movie set of Bad News Bears.
How about the one Cal was wearing though, with all the
really
baseball cards, and
I
the
love
Mets
they put
catcher
Timmy
was cool
Kirkjian.
too.
Love they put Timmy Kirkjian on that broadcast. Is he smaller than most of the little leaguers as well?
Not very nice. There's really no reason to go down there. So
you see somebody had Cal sign a toilet seat?
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, but all that stuff was great. And
Saw the woman nearly wipe out the
That wasn't
MCL
great.
of Julio.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
But Julio going down the hill with the kids and them playing, ping pong and all of that was great. And you can see how much the guys seem to really like it and get into it. And I thought that was awesome. I loved it. There was a lot of good to be taken away.
Mm-hmm.
The bad, you're now 2-4 on this road trip, right? I mean, the pitching.
We talked about hopefully just
great.
going 5-4. Can you find a way to just go 5-4? Go ahead and say it, Salk. That's not going to happen. Go ahead and put the Salk streaks on them.
I'm not going to say
Just
anything.
say it. They're going to get swept in Philly.
I'm
Just
not
say
going
it.
to say that. I don't know what the hell's going to happen next with this team. I never do. I've said that over and over again. But yeah, I think my hope was 4-5 on the road trip. It is a tough road trip at this time of the year. I think that's a tough one. 4-5, win the series in Philadelphia, come home 4-5, and I think you're probably feeling pretty good moving forward. You really would like to not be 3-6 on the road trip or worse, and so yeah, you kind of put yourself in a big spot, and losing 2 out of 3 to Baltimore was really the thing that got you there.
Yeah, they're just not doing it collectively, and they're playing from behind. And seemingly most of these games are right on the end. They just have not been the one, right? And on the homestand, they were to kind of spring that hit, to get a lead, right, to play from out in front. And this has just been a real uphill challenge, seemingly the entire way. The weather's been an uphill challenge. The delays have been an uphill challenge. The pitching outside of our park, in some of these environments have been, in Georgia in particular, Louise Friday night. Yeah, like it's been an uphill challenge kind of road trip. And now the biggest hill of all, with the most talented team yet, you're going to face 2 guys and 2 pitchers in particular who have just been lights out almost all season long.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. There's no doubt. I mean, you're going to have to find a way in Philadelphia. The thing that jumped out a little bit yesterday was just that was an ugly game, and we haven't seen a lot of ugly from this team. And I don't, I'm going to give them a pass because I don't think that's been the norm. If it was normal for us to see, Julio having a couple of bad plays in center field, if it was normal to see Cole Young with that bad 3-1 swing with the bases loaded, that was kind of the moment last night, I thought, to get things going. Kirby didn't have it. Obviously, I thought Dan left him in a little bit too long in that game as well. If those things were all the norm, I think that, I'd be a little bit more concerned about seeing it last night on the national stage. They haven't been, and we knew this was going to be a tough road trip, and it was coming off of how locked in they were while they were at home, and I don't think you can maintain that forever in this sport. So I'll give them a pass, but now that's going to be just a little bit on the watch list, right? Let's not see too many other games like that. Because I thought there was some ugly last night.
So, Lyle, do you reach out to old Frank the Tank and say you were dead wrong? Because I nearly did last night on Twitter. I was like, you know what? Maybe you owe the Mets an apology. Oh, well, they're going to get swept. Mariners are going to sweep them. They're terrible. The Mets are awful. Do you ever reach out to him and be like, hey, Frank, what happens when they actually do well? And you're totally and blatantly wrong. Do you ever call him to the carpet?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're sitting here getting mad over something that checks notes. Frank said every series they're getting swept, according to him. He doesn't take accountability when he's wrong. It's just every series they're getting swept.
So tiring.
No, it's just Mets fans, man. You saw my text with my buddy as he was at the game with his son on Friday night. I'm indoctrinating my son into this misery. I mean, there are very few groups of fans out there quite like Mets fans. They're a pretty unique group. And their team is talented. We always knew the team was talented. So even though they weren't playing good ball heading into the series, you knew that was going to be a challenge for the Mariners, and just as Philadelphia is going to be a challenge for this team.
So that's the good, the bad, you have an ugly, or is that all?
No, the ugly was some of the defense and the little things last night. But as I said, I'm not going to.
The ugly for me is just it's a bummer that on the national stage, right? I was so looking forward to last night and just sitting on the couch, and man, you got the national broadcast and you get to hear different voices talk about our Seattle Mariners. And while, I think a lot of the power rankings and a lot of the, baseball today and baseball tonight and those guys that are super wired into it every day, the DeRosas, and we've been playing that sound, now is a broader audience. Now it is Buster and Kirkjian, and now it is ESPN, and now it is all the resources they throw at that. And it was like, I wish the presentation and your performance, whether you won or lost, you could have lost 9-8 or 5-4, whatever.
It was an unfortunate sort of ugly, sloppy game for them, and they just really, as I was saying, if that was more of the norm, I'd be more concerned and I'd be more mad about it. It's frustrating, obviously, but that's not who this team has been. Right? And honestly, Brock, I think we saw it from both teams a little bit last night. You saw Lindor struggle with the ball, hit almost right to him and just kind of casually missed it. It did make me wonder if it's just an odd place to play and some of the sight lines. I'm not making excuses for Lindor or Julio or anybody else, but it did seem like kind of a funky game in that way. It almost had like an all-star game feel to it, right? Agreed. And they got the guys mic'd up and Agreed. I don't know. I wonder how.
But even Alonso said that early, right on a ball. He's like, I picked it up late. I should have gone down the line, and probably still, it's an errant throw and it's an error. But just kind of, and these guys get used to playing in all their normal stadiums with all the normal sight lines and being able to pick up the ball, which is something I think we all just take for granted. But a different sky, a different stadium, different lines makes some of that a little tougher to do. No excuses, no explanations.
No, you got to get it done.
But
But for a team that generally is not played ugly to have an ugly game, okay, what's the reason? Well, maybe there is a reason
I think
for those things.
I think there's kind of one other thing going on, and Shannon kind of alluded to this last week with Naylor. There's been a little bug going around too. And again, something we don't talk about, something like, hey man, these are pro athletes. There's no excuses. If you're sick and you're under the weather, like, you got to go keep playing. And this is another 9-gamer in 9 days on the East Coast, and yada yada yada. And I'm going to imagine.
And you're going to get Bryce. And you're going to get Bryce Miller back here, right? I mean, like, you're one by one bringing your guys back. Luke Raley is back. Now Bryce Miller is going to be back. Going to be a little longer on Robles because he's going to miss some time now, I think, on that rehab assignment, because he's going to get suspended for throwing his bat at the pitcher. You can't do that. And by the way, I continue to be blown away by how many people are texting in support of Victor Robles. Guys.
You said 5 times.
I know. And charge them out. He has every right to be mad. Do you guys not understand that there are, like, even among the lawless, there are rules in sports that you don't break? Do you know what I mean? Like, in all sports. Like, even in the lawless, there are ways to do it and ways not to do it.
Yeah, you got a blade on your skate. Like, you don't do anything with that blade.
Or you don't try to, like, cut someone's throat with it.
That could kill somebody. Right? You throw a bat from 50 feet away, and that bat hits somebody in the head, you could kill somebody with that bat.
You don't do that.
You don't take your helmet off, Myles Garrett, and swing it at Mason Rudolph's
DK Metcalf
head. Like, you could kill Mason Rudolph if you would have hit him in the head. Like, death is usually the line where you just don't cross.
Right. And I know there's a lot of people saying, well, but they throw balls at them. Yeah. Generally lower, generally not at the head, and often not on purpose. Also, that's just become part of the game. Over the 100+ years baseball's been played. I don't know what to tell you. Like, there's rules of engagement. You don't throw bats. You don't, try to kill people with skates and sticks. You don't swing your helmet. That's just part of the rules of the game.
Years ago, I was at a long drive competition. I think I've told you this story, but this was way, way, way back in the early days of. And the Super Bowl used to do these events, and you could get paid a little money to go, shoot clays, or go play in this golf tournament, or go do this long drive. Well, there were a few guys that didn't play golf, but they wanted to be a part of the long drive, so they had them throw the club. And there were, like, club throwing. And there were probably, a few thousand people, like, behind watching guys hit the long drives. And it's like, oh, now we're going to get to the club throwing. And I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Warren Sapp or somebody. And they throw the club, and guess what? That club, like a boomerang, comes right back at the crowd. And I'm like, oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh, somebody's going to die. Like, I mean, it is.
I mean, you're not going to die from a golf club being thrown.
Well, it is flung really hard, and it's coming in really fast at a crowd of people. Like, this is not good. Not good.
Did
not
they
good.
spray?
And thankfully, I think they ducked out of the way, and the person putting it on, there were supposed to be like 5 more club throwers.
We're
like,
done here.
Okay, we're done. That's it. Yep, we're done. Thank you. Sorry about that. We're going to make sure we don't hurt anybody significantly.
That's pretty good. Well, anyway.
Don't throw your bat.
Yeah,
don't throw your bat.
Sorry, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you. There's still rules of engagement on these things. You gotta abide by some of it. Charge the mound. I got your back every single time. Throw your bat. You're probably going to lose me on that one. Daniel Jeremiah going to join us in 20 after everything you need to know next.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about.
If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Well, on this Monday morning, if you find yourself in a position that, well, Molly and I were in, so many of my family and friends were in, and that was that position of just assuming I've got the right insurance, assuming I'm paying the right price, assuming I'm covered in the right way for all the family circumstances and just where your life finds you. Well, if you are tired of assuming and you want answers and you want an incredible teammate, then you've got to reach out to my friends at First Mark Insurance right now. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge like we did. As I said, my parents have, so many of my friends have. Not only will it save you so much money, I can promise you that, it will also give you a peace of mind and eliminate the stress and confusion that comes with insurance. Here's how they work for you. They fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage. Then, unlike you and me, they go to the market. Dozens of major carriers they've worked with for decades to find you the best fit. That's it. There's no stress, there's no confusion. They're your teammate, and they spent the last 30 years helping thousands of families manage the complicated world of insurance. So please, don't wait a morning longer. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It's free, and you might be the next First Mark Challenge victory I get to talk to. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. It's all right there, firstmarkinsurance.com, your teammate that goes to work for you.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
Pacific Power Batteries has been our family-owned and operated business since 1985 when my dad and I started selling batteries business to commercial fleets from a 1-ton panel van. Yep, delivering batteries. Since then, with our community's support, we've been able to sell online and open more retail stores selling batteries of all kinds. Today, my wife and son are directly involved in the business. At Pacific Power Batteries, we are proud to serve you, your folks, and your grandparents with batteries for darn near anything. So I want to say thank you for your business.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
That was not the best version of the Mariners last night, and really hasn't been, unfortunately, on this series. After seeing the best version of them at home for a 10-game series where they were unbelievable, yeah, things have kind of gone the other way a little bit. You had that Vientos 3-run shot. I thought Kirby was done. Was a little surprised to see him still in the game. They tried to make it close late. Cal, of course, doing his thing.
Here it's set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit high, left field towards the corner. Nemo over. He's looking up, and it is gone! Home run, Cal Raleigh. He does it again. Number 47 for Cal.
That's crazy. It wasn't enough. They fall 7-3.
So just say that out loud.
47 for Cal Raleigh.
Raleigh has hit 40.
August 18th.
7 home runs with 37 games still to go.
Pick a number today. Where does Cal finish? How many home runs? Pick a number. You got what, 38 games left?
37 games to go.
How many more home runs does Cal hit? What does he finish with? He's at 47.
I think he gets to 55, 56, 55, 56.
You think he only hits 8 or 9 home runs?
Yeah. That's one every 3-4 games.
All right, hey, dude.
See how many times they're really
you don't
not
have to
giving
defend yourself to me.
opportunities to hit.
All right. Lyle, give me a number. Brock says 55.
64, he breaks Judge.
That's insane. Maura, what is your prediction? Give me a number.
I'm going 54.
Okay. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to go between you guys under Lyle. I think he hits 10 or 11 more. The rest of the way, he's got a month and a half.
Okay.
Almost. Not quite.
37 games.
I don't think he can get to 60, but I think he gets to like 57, 58 would be my guess. High 50s, which would be truly unbelievable. Road's not going to get any easier. They roll into Philly for the first of 3 tonight.
Here's the second thing.
I can't believe you guys let me get away with that. I shouldn't predict anything that's ever going to happen for this team. I shouldn't even say anything positive or negative because the opposite will become true, just like it did for poor Luis on Friday night.
He's still the love of my life. He's been amazing.
I'm the worst mush in the world, just the ultimate cooler. It's really amazing what I'm capable of. Seahawks were awesome on Friday night, Brock. That was the team Mike McDonald wants them to be. 268 yards on the ground. That number alone should really get it done. But honestly, the one I like even more is 48 rushing attempts. Here was one of them.
He's going to hand off, and there goes George Holani, left side, turns upfield, all the way across the 45-yard line, knocked off his feet. Holani, we've talked so much about who might be the third running back. He was not touched at the line of scrimmage. Yet again, another running back for the Hawks that breaks free into the secondary without being hit, a 30-yard run.
And that was just one of a million, man. It just felt like every time they handed the ball off, more positive yards would come.
I know it is preseason, but it is the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are a pretty darn mature and established culture. One of the best in all the league. Their stars didn't play. Chris Jones and Mahomes and Kelsey and those guys didn't play, but their depth guys did. And so that wasn't just a beating. That was an annihilation. That was 29 first downs to 9. 29 to 9. That is the kind of tape that I promise you the Pete Carrolls of the world, the Chip Kellys of the world, they tune in and watch. Let me see how they did this. How did they run for 5.6 yards a carry? How did they run it 48 times in the NFL? How did they do this? Oh, wow. Oh, they did it this way. Oh, they did it with fullbacks and with tight ends and with power and with outside zone and with toss outside zone and with replaced inside. Like, it was.
They did it all. And then the running backs did their job, too. I thought the running backs were really good.
Yeah, our whole team, and these guys, I mean, look, these guys work really hard. We you ask our guys, we get a lot of reps. Like, we're going to take advantage of the time, and we believe in, getting volume and getting experience and stacking those things and callousing, and these guys take a lot of it, especially those bottom guys in the running back room. Not bottom, but the not the starters. And so I'm glad they had that opportunity to go put their work on display.
Yeah, pretty cool. One more tune-up, Brock. Joint practice in Green Bay, and then time to start prepping for opening week against the Niners.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I think you guys might be crazy. There are a lot of crazy people out there. I can't believe these texts.
Give me an example.
Oh, okay. You want some examples?
Yes.
So, Salk, you're saying you've never had a knee-jerk reaction? Stop being a Monday morning quarterback. I have, but then I get criticized for it afterwards. That's how it goes. You can't throw your bat at somebody. 509. Wasn't he hit 3 times by the same guy? 5 total in the series? Yes. You can see a guy snapping after that. No?
Yes.
I can. Go charge the mound. Go beat the crap out of him. I got your back. You can't throw your bat at him.
What if he threw his helmet at him? Would you
Helmet you can throw. That's fine.
Throw your helmet.
You're not doing any damage with the helmet. You can't throw your bat. That's like one of the first things you learn in Little League. Don't throw the bat. Like, am I taking crazy pills? No. 425. Have you guys ever been hit by an 85-mile-an-hour pitch 5 times by the same pitcher? No, but I'm not a professional baseball player, and they know that the rule is you don't throw the bat.
Nor do you see guys hit in the chest very much because they've swung. He swung at the pitch. The bat's going through the zone, and he hits him in the chest.
Throwing bats might be on the extreme end, but he's been hit every third at bat. I don't care. You can't throw your bat. What are you guys talking about?
Have you noticed that Lyle's been quiet?
Yeah, because he doesn't mind, because he's like 12 years old.
Lyle.
Well, you can't throw your bat.
Lyle?
Maybe you guys are putting words in my mouth.
Lyle, you can't throw your bat.
I'm just asking you. What do you think?
Lyle?
I thought it was kind of electric.
Can't throw your bat, Lyle. Lyle. 425.
Was he even close to hitting him, though? To me, it just looked like he chucked his bat, but it wasn't like he was trying to hit him like
the rule
Clemens
I learned
back
in
the
Little
day.
League is don't throw your bat.
Okay.
You don't know where it's going. You don't know who's going to be there. I watched Marlon Gresham throw his bat in high school. Hit somebody right in the back. The person goes down like a shot. Like, don't throw your bat.
The first time I played rec league softball, I got a hit and I got really excited and just chucked the bat behind me without even thinking. And everybody's yelling at me to run, and the catcher was down. She's like, I felt horrible.
Yeah, because you don't throw your bat.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, you can't throw your bat. That's just how it is. Oh, Salk, you're being soft. Nope, it's not soft. Just the rules of engagement. It's everything you need to know.
Were you this passionate when Jose Ramirez basically knocked out Tim Anderson?
What did he do? I have to remember.
Punched him in the face.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Punch him in the face. Yes. If Victor Robles had run over and punched the guy in the face, great. I love fights in baseball. I'm not soft. You don't throw or swing bats at people. I can't even believe I have to explain this to you. What?
I'm just asking a question.
Brock, am I taking crazy pills? What am I missing?
Is your dad? Can your dad text the show or text you? Has that ever happened in the 70 and over softball?
I don't think
crowd
anybody.
up in the
Well,
Northeast?
you know what? There was an issue. They just throw people out of the league. Like guys who have problems in my dad's league, they just get tossed. They get thrown out of the league. Like, yeah, you can't do that. You're out of the league. See ya. Yeah, because people are always trying to get into that Eastern Massachusetts softball league. Like, and they'll throw you right out.
I did throw out the idea, and I'm guessing the answer is no, but I did throw out kind of a dumb question yesterday, which is, if he gets suspended in the PCL, can the Mariners just send him to Everett to keep his rehab assignment going?
I don't know. That's a good question. So he's not like suspended from all of baseball. He's just suspended in the PCL.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you have to serve those games in some way? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Guys, you can't throw the bat. I don't know what to tell you. You can charge the mound. That's part of baseball. You can't throw the bat. That's just the way it is. Daniel Jeremiah going to join us next. I don't think he watched any baseball this weekend because his Padres are getting smoked. That's next on Brock and Salk.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Yeah, sometimes it is helpful to have some rules, to have somebody set it up for you, and Eastside Weight Loss Clinic did that for me. It's a really great diet and exercise, well, it's really a diet program because it explains how to eat. It explains when to eat. It gives you great recipes, and all those things were perfect for me. I love the accountability. I love the taste of the food. Wasn't hungry while I was doing it, and that's how I dropped 35 pounds. And I'm not the only one. You guys can do this too. You can be one of the more than 4,000 that Dr. Coogan has helped lose a ton of weight here in the Northwest. I know some of them. You probably know some of them as well. And as I mentioned, I'm one. It works. It's not that hard. It's safe. No injection, no surgery, no nothing. Fresh, delicious food that you buy at the grocery store. Start with just a 15-minute phone call. You can schedule yours right now by going to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's refractive lens exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top: you never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Does your building company have a strong website? One with a solid organic search presence, engaging prospects, and filling your pipeline? You know, a site that speaks loud about your company. I'm Rusty George. My local agency specializes in creating websites and marketing strategies for building companies, including construction, manufacturing, and material suppliers. We develop strategies and tactics to attract and win more quality business. See how we can help your business get louder at rustygeorge.com. That's rustygeorge.com.
Hey, homeowners, John Curley here. Why not improve your home's comfort and efficiency now? Plus, save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
You're free now. Free to stream beyond your wildest dreams.
Rom-coms, slasher-coms, space operas.
Free to fill your feed with impossibly chonky chonkers.
Cats, corgis, babies on demand.
Free to make your smart devices do silly things.
Bowl of chips on the Robo-Vacuum.
Free to open a world of remote work and Gametopia.
Who's the boss now?
Free to be everything you imagine. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com.
Limited availability, service in select locations only.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. Not a quick hop by J.P. Crawford.
That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
At Toyota of Kirkland, it's all about making the smart play. More savings and taking the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Prius, the electric ride, leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Their incredible team at Toyota of Kirkland will set you up with a test drive so you can head to the ballpark in that new car the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota of Kirkland or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1263.
Want to boost collaboration and morale in your workplace? Take your team out of the office and into the trees at Bellevue Adventures. Our team building programs combine zip lines, aerial challenges, and problem-solving activities that strengthen trust and communication. Perfect for leadership retreats, onboarding, or just a fresh perspective. Book your corporate adventure now at bellevue-adventures.com. Bellevue Adventures, where teams grow stronger together. bellevue-adventures.com.
Looking for an epic summer night in Seattle? Be here for the Mariners Drone Show at T-Mobile Park.
this Friday, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
It is Grand Salami time. Cal Raleigh with his third Grand Slam of the season.
The team is taking on the A's at 7:10, and after the game, we'll be lighting up the sky with hundreds of drones, celebrating Mariners icons past and present. Don't miss out on a jaw-dropping post-game show. Head to Mariners.com to get your tickets today.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, I'm going to do my best to ignore the text machine for a few minutes and not continue to read texts about Victor Robles because I don't know what to do with all you people out there. You should all be thrown in jail, I think, is eventually going to be the only solution. Instead, we'll talk to Daniel Jeremiah, our great friend who I think is joining us again throughout the season. At least I hope so. DJ.
Negotiations.
Oh, those are still going? Well, this isn't going to help the negotiations for you, DJ, if you're doing it for free today. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Apparently, I might be saving money on extensive playoff tickets after watching the Padres last week. So
dude,
I
what was that?
Probably don't need as much.
I got swept.
What an egg. What an egg. And the Dodgers aren't even that good.
I
What a
know.
mess. And I work with all Dodger fans. It's just the absolute worst. That's why I'm wearing this shirt today. I'm trying to talk to myself.
I'm trying to stay positive.
DJ
Usually you
Friday.
come on and talk trash about the Mariners and all that, but I'm not hearing any of that.
No,
from
I
you
know.
right
And
now.
now we got another series with the Dodgers. And then after that, we go up to Seattle.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to
You
that.
coming up?
How are you guys playing?
Why don't you come up?
I have no interest. That's why.
Okay. Yeah.
Eddie Vedder Cup. The Cup's on the line.
No,
Yeah,
it's
still doesn't
football
move you?
season, Brock.
Okay.
That was a reminder this last weekend. I was like, what am I doing? I've got so much work to do. Like, I got to stop with this.
Well, you know what I was
with
doing?
baseball. It's time
Friday
for
night,
football.
Friday night, we were all watching the Seahawks, you included, because you were in studio. Was that a seersucker suit? What? That was a light color.
No,
Do you pick
that
your
was
stuff?
it was-
Does your wife?
Yeah, that
pick your
was
stuff?
just as you could appreciate up there. It was just a Nordstrom sport coat, but just a lighter colored sport coat. I figured I was good till Labor Day, so I, get one more use out of that thing. Inspired by Fletch, I liked that movie as a kid. So
Sure.
I don't know, that lighter color coat always appealed to
Put it
me.
on the Underhills tab. Why not? What did you think of the Seahawks?
So pretty awesome, man. It's been a great preseason. Watching everything offensively. I feel like it was everything that we've talked about in the run-up to the draft last year and in the whole offseason. I feel like it's all just like right in front of us, what we've seen in an improved interior offensive line, what a difference that can make. We talked in the, after the draft, we were saying, okay, which pick? I remember, Salk, you asked me, like, which one of these day 3 picks gets you most excited? And I was like, well, Torrey Horton has no business, falling as far as he did, and he's out there running around making plays. I like Sam. I think Sam's a great fit in this system. He looks comfortable and confident. Arroyo, one of the most encouraging things about him is I know he can run all day long, and I know he's like a seam stretcher. But Brock, watching him compete after the catch with the ball in his hands, and lowering his shoulder, showing some toughness and being competitive in the run game, there's a lot of positive signs. I'm always one to caution that preseason's a liar and don't make any big-time assessments off preseason. But if you can't watch Gray Zabel climb to the second level as explosive as he is and get excited, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, that's all cool, but the day 3 pick that's going to make the most immediate impact
Robbie
is
Utes?
clear. It's Robbie Utes, right?
I'm a Robbie Utes guy.
And he's
man.
starting a
And
fullback.
I know, and he had a nice catch, too. He just adds a physicality and toughness to what you're doing. I see it with the Chargers when they, threw Matlock in there as a 300-pound defensive tackle and made him a fullback. Those guys are fun, man. They add a different element. He was one that got hot late in the process too. Like he was an afterthought, and then I think people started figuring out a role for him, and coaches, when they were working him out, he got a little bit of buzz really late in the process after the Senior Bowl.
Because he got a lot of bend, DJ. Like when you watch him, like usually guys that are that thick, especially in the lower half, right, are kind of, can they bend and can they move and can they explode and do they have twitch? And watching him dunk a basketball, like there's a lot of snap in a really, really thick frame.
Yeah, he's fun, man. He's going to be fun, especially with all like the split zone stuff that they do. He's going to be just a fun one. You're going to be able to sneak out into the flat and make people tackle him as well. So you can just see the whole. I love it when you see a coherent plan that came together. And John Schneider and Coach McDonald clearly had an idea of what they wanted this to look like, and man, you got to be pumped with the early returns. Even like Milroe getting out there, running around, making some plays has been fun.
Was that a team reference? You love it when a plan
I love it when a plan
together?
comes together. Yes.
Were you an A-team guy?
By the way,
timely.
you're gonna fall into the same trap I do, which is like you look up and you realize like the last 9 or 10 references you've made are just not even relevant anymore. I threw out a big bucks no whammies last week on television, and then I realized there's nobody that knows what that means. So
Lyle?
Lyle, no chance.
Lyle,
No
our
chance.
26-year-old producer, board op. Lyle, do
Lyle.
you know what big bucks no whammies means?
Let's just move on.
Do you know who the A-team were?
I've seen the newer A-Team movie, the one in 2010.
Okay, well, that's something, I guess. It was based on something else. DJ.
Ask him if he thinks Mr. T is a teacher or actor.
No, he knows Mr. T because he loves Rocky 3, right? Don't you? Isn't that like your favorite movie?
Of the Rocky movies,
Yeah, he loves Rocky 3.
Clubber Lang.
Yeah, he was also in the A-Team.
There you go.
All right. DJ, I know that you just said, like, you can only take so much out of a preseason game, but I think I might be in love after watching just that game. I've been playing this song all morning. Speaking of timely references.
Are you going to go Brendel?
I think I might be in love with Klint Kubiak.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think I would be. I was a little like, not sure this is the right guy.
I meant to say Sundell, by the way. I thought you were going to say you were in love with
Sundell.
Sundell after what?
No.
Yeah, watching that last one.
No, that was good.
He caused me, by the way, he caused me to go to our lads because I was watching it, and you're trying to figure, I'm like, this guy can really get up to the second level. He's moving really, really well. And our lads has his number wrong, which is rare for them. So I had to go on I went on a rabbit hunt trying to figure out who the heck that was.
Well, hopefully you didn't find one of those weird zombie rabbits that are running around right now. No. They called 48 and they ran the ball 48 times in the game. I know they probably weren't all called running plays, but they ran the ball 48 times in the game. They keep saying they want to run the ball for years. Oh, we want to run the ball. Cool. Well, you know what you got to do? Call running plays. Well, he did. And there were all sorts of interesting running plays, and there were ones with fullbacks, and there was, even to my eyes, wide zone and toss plays and power and runs up the middle and then play action. Like, dude, that was like an actual normal-looking, coherent offense. I don't think I've seen that in my entire time in Seattle.
Yeah, everything kind of worked off of each other. No, I mean, there's a clear, coherent plan there. My question, because it's not being up there, and I haven't read all the clips with Seattle through the preseason, is there a chance Charbonnet is the guy up there the way that he's run?
Should be. Brock made a proclamation even a week ago saying that he would start week 1, and
I'm just watching him run, and I'm sitting there going like, I like Kenneth, but I'm not so sure that the other guy isn't better.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you say? Because I have my own reasons, and I think Brock does too.
I think he sees it better. To me, I think he just got better vision. But
what does that do? Can you explain a little bit of what that means? Just go a little deeper. What does that mean, and why for this system, this team, would that make more sense?
Because there's going to be creases that are created, and they're not going to be created the same on. You can call the same run play 5 times, and the crease might be different every single time. So hesitation and pause. That's not a friend in this system. You got to be able to see it, sort it, and go. And I just think Charbonnet sees things faster. He gets to and through the hole quicker. So, look, if you're going to run crack toss and it's just we're running outside, I mean, Kenneth Walker can do that all day long. But in terms of being able to sift and sort inside and find the crease, I just think Charbonnet's a little more comfortable with that at this point in time.
Do you have your 24 draft binder somewhere in a drawer around you?
Yeah, what do you need?
I'll give you a second to find that. I'm going to ask you about Sundell because he went undrafted.
I got it right here. I already pulled it up.
Do? Yeah, he went undrafted, so I don't even know if you did a bio on him at North Dakota State and teammate of Gray Zabel and everything else. Curious why he went undrafted because, man, does he move athletically, and such a fit.
I gave him a backup grade. He did not make my top 150. He was just outside of there, but he was 6'5". He was 301 pounds. He had decent length at 33 1/8. He ran a 5.18, which is a really solid time for an inside guy. 40 career starts, played center, played left tackle the last year. Things I loved about him, he takes excellent angles to the second level. He can catch, turn, and dump. He's got some real pop in his hands. He's a little bit high and plays a little bit stiff at times, and in pass protection, he got tugged and pulled a little bit. But in the run game, he was, all that stuff when I was watching that preseason tape, I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, the second level stuff, climbing, angles, feel with all that, really, really good. I didn't see the warts show up in terms of the pass pro stuff that I thought probably kept him from getting drafted.
How, if you are in pass blocking, how different is pass blocking for an offensive lineman in this type of system, like what we saw on Friday night, where it's a lot of boot action and all the other stuff as opposed to just a straight drop back pocket throw? Does that require different skills from an offensive lineman? Is it easier for an offensive lineman? What effect does that system have on the offensive line's pass protection?
I think it's more friendly just from the standpoint of, as a pass rusher, you don't know where the launch point's going to be consistently. You can't get a consistent feel and rush plan because of that, because they're constantly moving that around a little bit. So, look, if you've got, Walter Jones and, Orlando Pace and Jonathan Ogden, you want to just go pure drop back, those guys aren't going to have any issues at all. But as someone, who isn't at that level, I think you benefit from having both, moving the launch point around, as well as having somebody back there that, with the quarterbacks they've brought in that can get away as well. So I think it's beneficial to an offensive lineman. I wouldn't want to sit there against some of these pass rushers in the NFL knowing they know we're throwing, we know we're throwing, they know exactly where the launch point's going to be, and that allows them to really get off the rock. There's some hesitancy now, especially even when they are going straight back. You've got, play action, you've got run action, you've got motion coming across, you've got late movement. There's a lot of stuff to catch your eye as an edge rusher that, you don't get in just a static offense.
Yeah, Stone Forsythe wants a word with Mr. Grubb. I think he still led the league in pressure, Salk, and he played 5 games, unfortunately. It takes a Belmont Hill guy to really communicate very, very well. And from Belmont Hill to Duke to UCLA, Jake Bobo, one of our, one of the guys we really enjoy talking to because I think he expresses things really well. Cut number 14 here, Salky. Play this for DJ. This was after the game, and I got a follow-up question for you, DJ, with it. But this was the receiver talking about Klint Kubiak's system that Salk loves so much.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to see it, but it's really cool what Kubes is doing. I mean, he's marrying up, at least for just receivers. We're on the same path for the first 10 yards of a play, whether we're running outside zone or we're running boot action, play action off of it. So I obviously have not been in their shoes, but I think that's really difficult on a defense. DBs, especially safeties that are getting cracked all game, then all of a sudden you're going to boot action off of it. You're going to run a deep in route off of that same route stem. I think that puts defenses in a bind. It puts linebackers in a bind. So it's been really cool to kind of explore that in Kubes' scheme so far. But obviously we've got further steps we want to take, and we'll continue to do that.
32 teams in the NFL. How many do that well?
Gosh, that's a great question. I would say fewer than 10, I would say probably in that 8 to 10 range that are really good about that. I just saw the Rams in the preseason, and it's, Stetson Bennett and its backups and all that kind of stuff, and that offense is hell on wheels because everything does look the same from that standpoint of how they do it. I just even go back to the, to his point that he made, he's talking about wide receivers. Think about if you're a defensive end, and all of a sudden you get the tackle that blocks down, and here comes a tight end, post-snap zipping across. You go, okay, he's getting ready to block me, and then all of a sudden he slips out into the flat. So you don't know. There's literally a coin flip on defenders, not even at just the second, third level. They do it to the edge rushers as well.
We kind of made the comp earlier with like tunneling these days in pitching and baseball, right? Like kind of the same idea.
You came up with that, or did Brock come up with that?
I think we both did. Honestly, I'm like, we've talked so much time.
See on Twitter, like who tweeted that?
Oh, Brock tweeted it.
You can just, you can see
I don't think I saw that. Is that what you said?
A little stolen valor right there.
I got a text message here on our machine about it. It was an actual smart text, so I assume the people came up with it. But I'll make a different baseball to football comp because we started off here talking about the Padres, and they play in a tough league. The National League's pretty good. There's some really good teams. Padres are good. Dodgers are good. Phillies are good. Kind of go through it. Brewers are really good. But in the American League, if you're the Mariners, you go big at the deadline, and you got a real opportunity to beat some teams in the American League that aren't that good. If the Seahawks were in the AFC, you'd be like, there's some there's some teams and some quarterbacks and this and that. But the NFC, like, I don't know that one other than Philadelphia, I don't know that anybody really stands out. The NFC West, Stafford's hurt, and we'll see what happens in San Francisco. Based on what you saw from the offense, which looked a whole lot more legitimate than anything we've seen in a while, based on the fact that the defense was good or great at points last year, why wouldn't you trade for Trey Hendrickson now and try to actually take this thing over the top? He's available. They're not looking for the world for him, according to some of the reports out today. Should the Seahawks be going hard after Trey Hendrickson?
Yeah, I can get on board with that. It's a window thing. When you look at these trades, it's all about understanding what window you're in, and I think this is a gettable division for them right now. So, I would have no problem with that. I mean, I think more so than the whatever you're going to have to give up from a pick standpoint, it's going to be the financial aspect of it that's going to cause some concern.
That's the only hurdle. That's the only hurdle, DJ, that I can't get over. I totally get it. And Tom Pelissero reporting that maybe it's a third rounder and a player, and like the Seahawks have actually Boye and Derek Hall and Uchenna Nwosu, who just passed his physical. Like, if they want a player, they've got a player in a fourth round pick. That's not the problem. To me, the challenge is you got to pay your guys still. And your guys that have played for you, and do you give somebody from outside $100 million? Like, what does that do from your life experience to a locker room, to a culture? Can you make that move and sell that to that locker room?
Well, I think it's got to be the right guy, and I know that's vague, but to me, Trey Hendrickson, everything that I've heard, it won't take him long to come into the building to get everybody's respect. He's not a jerk. He's not going to come in there and everybody's going to be like, we paid this butthead and we aren't taking care of our own guys. Another older reference, by the way.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I watched The Breakfast Club this weekend, and they said butthead very, like, with a lot of, like, gusto in that movie.
I don't know why it left. I don't know why it left.
We should bring it back.
Just stuck around. Let's bring it back. We'll work on that. No, I think it would be okay. I think it would be okay with him. I think it comes down to if it's the right person or not. And I think he's got so much accomplished already in this league that I would think that's something that's understood, by the rest of that core. And they want to win, man. And this is someone who comes in there and helps them from that standpoint. So I think you do it for another guy who maybe doesn't fit in or who hasn't necessarily earned it. I think that's where you get in trouble.
Yeah, it didn't work with Jimmy Graham. Like, I get it. Like, that is a real concern
Jamal
with the
Adams,
wrong person.
Percy Harvin.
This is a guy, though, that, I mean, again, if you're saying he doesn't have any of that reputation and you have an opportunity to add the NFL sack leader and second in Defensive Player of the Year voting, like.
Yeah, I think that's different than bringing over a pass rushing safety. I wouldn't think that the Jamal Adams thing should have any bearing on that.
Would you trade either Boye or Derek Hall and a third-round pick in order to make that happen?
Would.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah.
What if you have to give up Ken Walker in the process? I mean, like, it seems like there are a lot of ways they could try to make this work with a team like Cincinnati. And look, I love those guys. I think Boye and Hall are really good, but they're not Trey Hendrickson on third down rushing the passer. And that does seem to be the one thing about this team that's still just not quite at, it's good, but not quite at that kind of elite level.
Has there been any discussion at all? Are there any murmuring about Seattle being in on this? Or
No,
is this
100% me.
Because I have not. Yeah, I was going to say I haven't
Yeah.
seen it anywhere. So but I get what you're saying, and I think it. Yeah, I'd be comfortable with a package of one of those. I don't want to trade multiple of those players, but if you trade one of those players in a mid-round pick and that gets it done, and you also, to Brock's point, I might, maybe you call on a couple of your leaders from the team and just say, hey, are we on board here? We're gonna be good with this. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What last thing for me, DJ, is you watch, and you're paid to watch all these preseason games. Anything stand out just kind of globally with just the final week of it this weekend, and then it gets real? Anything stand out globally from what you've seen in the league?
I feel like it's gone back to getting bigger. Like, I feel like defensively up front, size has become something that every team has coveted and has added. For the most part, we just went to such a speed league, a decade or so ago. And then I think as you've seen the scheme changes and the obsession of limiting explosive plays, everybody wants to play this shell coverage, so you're going to play with lighter boxes. Therefore, having 280, 290-pound defensive linemen is not as popular anymore. I'm seeing a lot more big body interior defensive linemen when I'm looking around the league, and it's just. I think that's just part of the marrying the players up with the way teams want to play defense nowadays.
I just appreciate the butthead reference. I'm thinking about Biff, right? What are you looking at, butthead? Like, yeah, I mean, like that does seem like something maybe we've got to find a way to.
By the way, you know what one of the real problems of training camp is? This is the biggest problem, is that you go out for NFL Network and you go out to all these places in the South, and it's so hot that when you go to do your expenses and your receipts, all the ink, because of it's been in your pocket, all the ink runs. Nobody will understand that unless you've lived it.
Why aren't you taking a picture of it immediately? You shouldn't need the actual receipt.
That's probably a smarter move, but I'm still an old school. I like to open up that Costanza wallet.
Right.
You reference.
You're still saying butthead. So yeah, I would recommend taking a picture of that.
And you know what else is challenging then, DJ? And I don't know if this is your case or not. I'm going to guess it is because you live in San Diego. You probably want to get us home as fast as you possibly can. And when you're that sticky and nasty, and you do the old bird bath shower in the airport bathroom, that
you
do. You going to step on a plane just with sticky like that, or are you going to try to do the little bird bath and try to get in there and just cool down a little bit before you get on the plane? No,
I've done that before. But I've gotten better with scheduling on that front. Of trying
Don't they have like wipes you could use for that instead of having to like be in like? Don't they have
little hand wipes? Use little hand wipes, and that's just
or
like that.
Like a little body wipe thing you can kind of get under there and
keep the deodorant
use that
your,
instead. All right, DJ. Hopefully this won't mess up the negotiations for this year.
I was going to say this is not helping my cause.
It doesn't feel that way. Hopefully we'll have you back. I think every Wednesday at 8:30. So great to see you this morning, and we'll talk soon.
Anytime I can come on and just Brock can bounce his cleaning philosophies off on me, I'm your guy, dude. That's worth whatever they're paying.
And your 2024 binder.
Yeah.
Jamie Sundown's really good, too.
Good. All right. There goes DJ.
Thank you, DJ.
Appreciate it, buddy. Brock, we got another hour to go. Hawk Blogger's going to join us at 9:30. We're on to number 15 in our most intriguing Seahawks countdown. And he actually factors into the conversation around Trey Hendrickson. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Josh Naylor in his last 7, 348, 423, 3 home runs.
The big grumper, because he looks grumpy. I love it. But here's a story. My buddy took his grandkids to the ball game. It's crazy. I'm kicking it with guys who have grandkids, right? That's how old I'm getting. He took his jersey off and gave it to the kid who was about 5 or 6 years old. So the big grumper has a soft side as well.
Yeah.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington and designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement. In August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments for 1 year, and an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
At Toyota Renton, the game plan is simple. Save money and take the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry, leasing at just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Corolla at $219 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. The wonderful team at Toyota Renton can set you up with a test drive so you can take your new car to the stadium the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota Renton or online at toyotarenton.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer, accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1852.
This summer, make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead with a company you can trust, like 3 Tree Roofing. We're not just your roofers, we're your neighbors, and we're here to help you protect your home this season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free on-site estimate and get your roof replaced before the summer rush and potential material price increases. Our certified technicians make your roof replacement easy and worry-free, so you can focus on the important things this summer. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to do you on the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello!
Yeah, those dude wipes, Brock, they'll kind of get it all done for you.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay.
We have to use them with Cecily, like coming off a hockey practice. Like, here, take this and wipe your armpit with it so that, like, you're allowed into the car afterwards. Just do something, some sort of an antibacterial wipe to take off whatever has crawled onto you during the last couple hours. Because otherwise, we're not going to make it through this car ride home. I'm sorry, you missed out on kids doing this. I mean, football obviously has its own smell, but you don't take the gear with you, right? Everything kind of stays in the locker. Correct. So you're not bringing that home over and back again and in the car. No. Soccer doesn't smell bad. Basketball's fine.
Nope.
Right? All the other sports, the girls have played volleyball.
Yep.
There's nothing quite like this, man. It is disgusting. All right, we are going through this countdown leading up to the Seahawks' first game, which is, of course, just 3 weeks away, not even now. And so today we are on to...
Number 15.
All right, the number 15 most intriguing Seahawk is DeMarcus Lawrence. We haven't seen him yet in the preseason because he's an older player, veteran player. Not a huge surprise. By all accounts, a tremendous leader. And I think we've seen some of that of him on the sidelines during games. The leadership element, I have zero questions about whatsoever. Byron Murphy was talking about it.
D-Law, special guy, man. He's crazy. He's wired different. He's wired completely different. But, man, I feel like a guy like that in our room, that's what we need. You know, he's a guy, he's a leader. You know, he keep us going. You know, he always positive. You know, and he always, you know, putting this, he's just always leading us in the right direction, you know. He's being that vet, that savvy vet he is, you know, 12 years in the game.
I like that. He's always leading us in the right direction. It's a really nice way of saying it from Byron Murphy. And I think they did need some of that. They did need one of those adults in the room with the old man's strength, and he certainly has that. We watched him as he picked up Abe Lucas and moved him back about 4 yards. Abe talked about it himself.
He loves a beast. He's always been a beast. And, you know, when we went out and acquired him, I was stoked. I was really, really excited about it because I knew that I was going to be going against him and competing against him, and it was only going to make me better. And he, in my mind, is one of the most complete defensive ends in the NFL, if not the most complete. Like, he stops the run. He knows how to read it, and he's relentless, and he has an arsenal of just pass rush moves dialed in. So, I mean, I'm excited that I get to compete against him every day.
Yeah, so all of those things are huge for the team, right? Loved him, and I love the signing. I'm excited about DeMarcus Lawrence. And when you watch him out there in practice, he certainly stood out. And I know he can set the edge. I know he can stop the run. I love it. Can he be a pass rusher at this stage in his career that can actually get to the quarterback, that can affect the game, that can open things up for the other guys around him? And I just don't know yet. I mean, that's why he's intriguing to me, because if he can do all those things, then you don't need to go trade for Trey Hendrickson. Not that it would be a bad thing, but it kind of minimizes the importance of another pass rusher.
Yep.
You know, he was opposite Micah Parsons for all those years. Parsons is getting a lot of sacks. Was some of that because of the attention paid to DeMarcus Lawrence? I don't know. I'm excited to find out whether or not he can help Boye Mafe and Derek Hall and the other guys in this defense, get to the quarterback on money downs where you got to be able to do that.
We have seen veteran players come in here kind of at the end of it. Terrell Owens, like we you know, Seahawks have certainly through Pete's years, and you bring in veteran guys to kind of see what they've got left in the tank. You know, they signed some of those guys to deals, you know, somewhat similar to Lawrence's, which is really kind of a one-year deal. I think him and Cooper Kupp probably very similar in this conversation of established veteran players, so well respected by their opponents because their opponents know these guys, when healthy, are really good players. I would say just out at practice, you know, watching it for the last 3.5 weeks, all the other eyewitnesses out there, I've not heard one of them any murmur about DeMarcus Lawrence slowing down. If anything, it's like, sheesh. You know, he's gotten some veteran days, as he should. They want to make sure they get him to the starting line as healthy and feeling as good as possible. But he looks like, I don't know, kind of a Dwayne Brown comp, again, to another veteran player that they traded for him. But when he came, you're like, yeah, that dude's still got football in him. Lawrence still got football in him.
I mean, when we watched him take Abe Lucas and drive him back and up into the air, I was like, oh, my Lord.
Yes.
This dude is strong.
Yes.
Freaky
Remarkably strong. And Brady has said this multiple times on the show, and, you know, kind of quoting other players and Mike McDonald, like, this dude just looks like a giant. I mean, he's 255 pounds. He plays like he's 285 pounds, to DJ's point about some of these defensive linemen and some of the size. He's not one that – he's kind of Frank Clark-ish in that way. Frank was a powerful, powerful guy. He didn't have to be 300 pounds to bring that kind of power, and Lawrence is in a similar vein.
Well, and as we know, veteran players like him who had some moments, but maybe had a little bit of a downturn in their career, have sparkled at times under Mike McDonald's system. We saw it with Clowney. We saw it with Kyle Van Noy. Like, it's not unheard of for a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence to get into this scheme, and it just unlocks his abilities again and rejuvenates him. So for all of those reasons, plus the leadership, plus he's just cool. Like, he got to be on this list. And so number 15 most intriguing Seahawk for me is DeMarcus Lawrence.
So then the question that becomes popular today, because Tom Pelissero reporting over the weekend and further so this morning that, yeah, contract talks are at a stalemate and not going the right way in Cincinnati. And maybe the first-round pick, Salk, that had held out through all of OTAs and the first couple days of camp, maybe he's shown enough to the Bengals. Like, hey, man, we're not going down that road. We took Shamar Stewart, number, 17, right before Gray's Abel. The dude
Is he signed yet?
Yeah, he did sign.
Oh, good.
He's been in camp the last 2-3 weeks, and maybe that's changed some of their opinion too. Like, yeah, we'll just go with him. We have to. We're paying everybody on offense, extraordinary amounts of money. So we drafted this guy 17. Hey, man, you're going to be our Trey Hendrickson, and we can't pay Trey, $45 million he wants.
I love the text that we get right off the bat. Get off this Trey Hendrickson thing. The Seahawks will not make that move. Okay. Just the way they wouldn't make a move for Jamal Adams, they wouldn't make a move for Jadeveon Clowney, they wouldn't make a move for Dwayne Brown, they wouldn't make a move for Percy Harvin, they wouldn't make a move for Jimmy Graham. Like, this is actually exactly the type of move the Seahawks make. Whether or not they make it or not, I have no idea. But this isn't the type of move they make. This is exactly what the Seahawks do, and they've done it over and over again during John Schneider's tenure, especially now as the price continues to drop. Here was Tom Pelissero this morning.
So what would it take to get a Trey Hendrickson trade done? Back before the draft, the Bengals had an offer on the table that was a second-round pick and change. At that time, they weren't willing to engage with that. They wanted a first-rounder. My understanding is that the price has softened or at least changed a little bit. At this point, the Bengals would want a player, somebody who maybe could even replace some of the production they got from Trey Hendrickson, as well as a pick in the 2026 draft.
So, Brock, what exactly does all of that mean to you? And let's also state, like, DJ was pretty on board with this. Like, he kind of was like, yeah, I think he would be just fine if you were to sign him long-term. I don't think that would be a locker room issue.
Because he's not a butthead.
Right. Well, okay, whatever it is you got to say about him, DJ seemed, I don't know, pretty convinced that there was a lot of reasons to do something like this.
Yeah, and then again, look at the teams around the league that have the kind of players on the edge, right? How many teams, as you just kind of circle the whole league, have Uchenna Nwosu, a D-Law, a Derek Hall, a Boye Mafe, right? How many have that kind of depth at that position?
Yeah, not that many.
Kind of depth at that kind of position. And if you want to move on from an Uchenna, or if they wanted to go younger and pair their Shamar Stewart with a, I don't know, short shorts or Boye Mafe, would you be willing to do that?
Yes.
Again, that end of the conversation, there's really no debate. It just, comes down to cap and finances and how much do you want to allocate to that position? What would that mean to the Charles Crosses, to the Devin Witherspoons, to the JSNs, to those negotiations?
You would be taking one other person out of it, right? If it was either Hall or Mafe, that's a person then that you don't need to re-sign at some point there in the future. So,
right.
Yeah, I think I do it. And again, part of my reasoning for it is I'm looking around this division and I'm not all that impressed. Look, maybe the Rams will win the Super Bowl. Who the heck knows? But based on what you're seeing with the quarterback spot there and based on what you're seeing in San Francisco as they're starting to feel the effects of the salary cap and winning all these years, like those are real things that occur. I like a lot of what the Rams have done defensively in the last couple of years, and I think they're going to continue to be very good. Jared Verse and what's the other D lineman they picked up a couple of years ago in the second round? He's
Florida
really
State.
good.
Braden Fisk?
Yeah, Braden Fisk. I mean, like I think they've got some dudes, and they're going to continue to be pretty good on defense, but it's still wide open in the NFC, certainly in the NFC West. I would absolutely love to see them make a move like that. And I think it would really send a message in a positive way, Brock, the opposite of what you're saying, just like it did with Naylor and Gene. Like, yeah, we're serious. We're going for it. And we're going to bring in the best pass rusher available because we believe in this group and we believe you guys can go contend for it. I love it. I would absolutely.
And we saw a year, I think it was 2013, where two DNs came in. Obviously on, much smaller deals, but a guy named Averill and Bennett, you heard him on the broadcast Friday night, and they came in and kind of changed the fortunes of that whole.
Very interesting how that whole thing works. We'll be right back with everything you need to know. Hawk blogger Brian Nemhauser in 20 minutes. It's Brock and Salk, Sales Sports on 710, SeattleSports.com.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about. If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
I have a handful of stories that really affected me personally in my career and how I handle employees. Lee Johnson, coming out of his office as a customer, asked me where the service department is. And I was like, yeah, go to the end of the hall, go up the stairs, go across the breezeway, open a door, go to the left. You want Chevy, go to the right. You want Mazda. Because I didn't even have enough time to say, hey, what kind of car do you have? Here comes Lee, and it's like, oh, man, come with me. Let me show you. And then having him come back and not dress me down is just almost like with that fatherly disappointment of like, hey, that's not how we take care of people. I mean, the right way is to walk her down to the stairs, walk her up the stairs, open the door for her, go over, cross the way, open up that door, introduce her to somebody. So she's comfortable, she's made it to the right place, and that we value the business. What you did was you made it seem like she was an inconvenience to you. Customers are the purpose of our day.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
I'm Rusty George. My local marketing agency specializes in helping companies in the building and manufacturing industries develop the right kind of websites and marketing strategies to attract and win more business. Visit us today at rustygeorge.com.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-7906. 800-298-7906.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, two-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law.
we can help.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, just a bummer given how great the homestand was for the Mariners, how focused they look, how locked in, how great they were playing. To go on the road, drop 2 out of 3 in Baltimore, and then 2 out of 3 to the Mets. Those were supposed to be the 2 easier of the 3 series. Now, they're perfectly capable, by the way, of going out, sweeping Philadelphia or winning 2 out of 3 there and coming home with a 4-5 or 5-4 road trip. And you're like, all right, nice job. But unfortunately, last night, just kind of one of those ugly ones where the defense was subpar, the at-bats weren't as good as they've been. I thought the Cole Young 3-1, that one really hurt, right? He takes a 3-0 pitch down the middle and then 3-1. Tough swing for a pop-up. That was just a huge bummer. So, yeah, I mean, they had their moments, and unfortunately, it just wasn't great. And in the middle of it all, George Kirby just really wasn't very good yesterday.
Just I missed a lot of spots tonight. Heaters, curveball, sliders, whatever. I mean, they're a good team, but I'd say like pretty much every single one that they hit was a mistake by me. And yeah, it just stinks. I wish I could have given the team a better chance to win tonight.
I thought that was a really nice way of saying it.
Yeah.
So he's totally respectful of the Mets being a good team, but also saying I made mistakes and they capitalized on it. I mean, obviously, George is an accountable guy. He's been pitching great until that outing, but that was a little concerning. He really didn't have it, and I thought he got left in the game a little too long.
Yeah, and the defense behind him a couple times didn't do what they normally do. Julio in particular, that doesn't help. It's funny, your eye could almost see it, and maybe this is just a huge assumption for me, but when his 2-seamer to lefties that start at the hip and then bends back over the plate, when that thing is moving, it feels like he's untouchable. To lefties in particular. Like, yeah, good luck. With everything else he has, you know, with the high fastball and the slider and everything, but if he gets that 2-seamer that starts literally 6 inches off the plate and then comes back inside, like, you're not gonna touch him. Didn't have that last night. Didn't have much of anything last night, and the Mets made him pay in the rubber match to win that series.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Pretty great display by the Seahawks on Friday night. I mean, that is what I imagine a Mike McDonald team is supposed to look like. I would imagine it's what he wanted them to be last year when he, raved about Detroit, raved about Philly, raved about these teams that could just bowl you over with their running game. That's what they did. And they just ran it and ran it and ran it some more. And it started on the very first play of the game.
High backs behind Sam Darnold gets the start tonight. Charbonnet is going to rip off a big run out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Going over that left side behind his rookie left guard, the first-round draft choice. A 13-yard gain for Zach Charbonnet. Nice way to start this one.
Love the eye-backs. Love the block from Robbie Utes. Loved handing the ball off. And, yeah, Gray Zabel and the rest of the offensive line, Anthony Bradford, there were a whole lot of really positive things to come out of that offensive performance, Brock.
Yeah, Brian Baldinger. Tried to get him on the show today. He's flying from L.A. to Miami. My goodness gracious. How many different videos can he make about every one of these linemen?
Seriously.
Look at the Sundell guy. Look at him climb to the second level. Look at Zabel. I mean, look at Zabel. Look at Bradford, massive man. Just moving someone against his will. Abe Lucas. Oh, Abe Lucas. I've loved Abe Lucas.
Pretty good impression.
Just raving about everybody, and rightfully so. I think old Ray Roberts, get ready, Ray. Have some cough drops because you're going to be called upon a lot.
He's coming on, I think, today with Bump and Stacy at noon, and that's one you're going to want to listen to. I'm sure we're going to be playing some sound from it tomorrow because their offensive line performance was
just
very
moving
special.
people against their will.
Very quickly.
It's hard to do in the league, and they've done it back-to-back weeks now.
We haven't talked a lot about them, but what did you think of the defense?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously a huge stop there on 4th down. I thought Gardner did some good stuff. You know, some of this movement and screen and short yardage and things that Andy Reid is going to throw at you. There's some teaching tape with that. Obviously, no Leonard Williams and you know, some limited guys. I thought honestly Ernest Jones moved around pretty good. He looked a little rusty, and I was glad to see him get some reps. Awesome tackle by Love. Awesome tackle by Kobe. Right, and getting off the field on the 4th down, pretty cool. By the way. Can we speed up the whole measurement thing? Like, this has been an abomination
Just
around
stop
the league.
using it. It's the dumbest thing ever. Just bring out the chains.
We got all these cameras. We got all these angles. I know there's a learning curve for them to climb. This should not take, you know, like in tennis or the third strike debate in baseball. Like, it takes seconds.
Just bring out.
This is
bring out the
taking
chains.
minutes.
That's very silly.
Stupid.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Hey, good news. It does sound like Bryce Miller is going to go this week in Philly. Buster only said it on the broadcast last night, so that's great. Logan Evans to the IL, so they're going to need a starter, and sounds like that's who it's going to be. Victor Robles, a lot of good news in terms of working his way back and the health and hitting and a couple of doubles and steals. Unfortunately, he's been hit 5 times here during his brief comeback or his brief rehab stint, and the last one was one too many for him. He did. He flipped out.
It's such a good term.
The Rue was bad. And
that is you want to know what a crash out is? As the kids say, that was a crash out.
That seems like exactly what
Hey,
it
Lyle.
is.
Hey, Lyle, did you reach out to Lawrence Evans at all about Logan? Is this a significant, elbow deal, or was this let's find a way to kind of put him to the IL for a couple weeks?
They don't need to do that. They could have just sent him down for that.
Yeah, is this an issue, Lyle? Any intel?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he got out of that last start. Seemed like okay. But then the next day, we heard about an injury. So
yeah, okay.
My honest answer is I don't know.
Don't know.
All right,
Check in with Lawrence if you wouldn't mind.
Let's get that done. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show.
When was your last good crash out? Ooh, maybe that's a good question for the text for Mora, Lyle. When was your last good crash out? Feels like it's been a while for you, Salk.
For me?
You used to have, they weren't so infrequent for a few early years.
Medication can really help with that stuff. I don't know. I can't really think of one recently. It's been a while. I'm an easygoing guy these days.
Lyle, you ever had a significant crash out? You remember your last crash out?
Daily? Was it after the Mariners lost to the Yankees?
Every day watching the Mariners in general? I don't know.
I would say that was the last one I remember from you anyway.
I'll have to think about my last one.
Yeah. More, do you ever throw a temper tantrum?
You know what? I don't throw a temper tantrum, but I get stressed about weird things. Chris makes fun of me. Like if I'm at the self-checkout at the store and there's a lot of people behind me, I feel super rushed and stressed out.
You don't like that.
I get very anxious.
I've noticed that over a few years. You don't like when you feel rushed or there's a lot of different things going on at once. You like to focus on...
There's always a lot of different things going on at once.
But
You just
like
know when there's a lot of things going on.
You like to focus on one thing at a time, though. You're a focused person, don't you think? Like, I'm doing this.
I
This is what I'm
like to
working on.
multitask a lot in this job.
I know.
don't know if you realize.
I know you do. Yeah.
Okay, let's move this along.
Yeah, I don't want. We're getting very close to a touchy subject. What did you make of Sierra's fingers? Brock sent over this picture of Russ and Sierra, and there's a couple of disturbing things about the picture. Some great stuff. Russ looks good, by the way. He looks thin. He looks good.
He threw a ball over the weekend now.
Sierra's fingers might be longer than Moro's. They're really long. She might have that spider finger thing that you have.
Oh, my goodness.
And then she was willing to go with the long, skinny finger.
I was
She's trying to accentuate it.
I think the fingernails maybe make it seem like they're longer.
I don't know. Those are some. I mean, because
There's
Russ
nothing
has big
wrong
hands.
with having long fingers.
Hey, Russ has big hands and big fingers.
I feel like we really missed Salk. We could have done that Sierra Mora like hand to hand.
If only we had realized it sooner.
We'd known then.
Hawk blogger Brian Nemhauser going to join us next. We'll wrap things up on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Josh Naylor in his last 7, 348, 423, 3 home runs.
The big grumper, because he looks grumpy. I love it. But here's a story. My buddy took his grandkids to the ball game. It's crazy. I'm kicking it with guys who have grandkids, right? That's how old I'm getting. He took his jersey off and gave it to the kid who was about 5 or 6 years old. So the big grumper has a soft side as well.
Yeah.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Well, this is the time of year, right? Baseball, football, everything's going on. You're watching the players, the coaches, managers. They're focused. They're on a mission. They know what they want. It's right in front of them. They're in super go mode, right? Pretty inspiring, I think, to me, to you, to many in our region. It's one of the reasons we watch sports, to see what someone's capable of. Well, what are you capable of? Right? What if you had the right plan to help? What if you had the accountability? What if you had the coaching? That's what Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can provide, and it's why they've helped over 4,000 people around this area become a better version of themselves. I know some, so do you. I'm one of them, so you know me. There you go. That's enough. I lost 35 pounds. This plan works. It's not that hard to do. It's very safe. No injections, no surgery, all real food that you buy at the grocery store. Started off with just a 15-minute consult. Schedule it right now by going to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
The future is here, so why is your internet stuck in the past? With Quantum Fiber Internet, you can get next-level multi-gig speed on a reliable fiber network. Fair and honest pricing with no annual contracts or bundling required. And whole home 360 Wi-Fi to make sure your devices are ready to take you where you want to go. So you can stream, post, game, surf, like, and love to your heart's content. You do you. Let Quantum Fiber Internet take care of the rest. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
At Cressy Door, we have the perfect garage door for you. Come visit our brand new garage door and fireplace showroom and let our experts help you find the perfect garage door. Cressy Door.
You still have 40 million plus vehicles globally that are driving around with a potential ticking time bomb, a grenade in either their steering wheel or their dashboard. When we look to what injuries may have transpired from a defective airbag, we generally see loss of vision in an eye, or we see facial lacerations. We also see hearing loss. Unfortunately, we started seeing death after death after death. When that passenger airbag exploded, it basically degloved his entire face. He lost his nose, he lost his right eye. The type of catastrophic injuries that one is more accustomed to seeing in a Hollywood movie, and not something from a device in an automobile that's supposed to protect you. Morgan & Morgan has a national reach in terms of handling and prosecuting cases. Notwithstanding the team of lawyers that we have collected that focus only on product liability day in and day out.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited interline apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
509, Salk's last crash out was dealing with the texters giving excuses for Robles. Followed by the 253 saying, Salk, your narrative on Robles is lazy. Estes was throwing up and inconsistently and has hit him multiple times. I know. Check the pitch locations from the at-bat. If you don't like that, then fighting shouldn't be in hockey either. If he wants to charge the mound, he's welcome to. That's part of baseball, just like fighting is in hockey. But you know what isn't in hockey? Taking your stick and swinging it at someone's head. Even among thieves, there are rules. There are rules of engagement. You are saying essentially that the next time somebody steals something, you should nuke their house. That's not how this goes. There is a proportional response. Watch the first few episodes of The West Wing. Let's bring Brian Nemhauser into our conversation, and we'll shift it back to football because obviously some of you aren't mature enough to talk about throwing a bat at another human being. You just can't do that. It's a no. Hawk blogger Brian Nemhauser, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I have to know, how often is West Wing brought up on this show?
I mean, I watch it every day. I watch it every day.
Is it like, is West Wing talked about more or Brock being a coach?
Which
is talked about more?
That's not close. Actually, Brock being a coach is much more often. I probably bring up the West Wing once a week.
Yours are more inferences, right?
Yeah. I like once a week. Like once a week, maybe I'd probably bring up the West Wing. Still the greatest show ever. How are you doing, buddy? What'd you think of Friday night?
Well, I mean, no notes, really, right? I mean, that's about as virtuoso of a performance as you can have in a preseason game. And not only was it a complete win, but all the things, if you kind of asked yourself, what are the question marks about this Seahawks team? All of the biggest questions were the things that shined brightest in that game, whether it was offensive line, Sam Darnold, Klint Kubiak, all of those things looked really, really good. And maybe ironically, the only thing that didn't look great was the starting defense, which, you know, didn't look terrible, but wasn't as amazing as the rest of the guys.
Trying to think of a performance, Brian, in preseason and regular season of the last decade where the offense has felt that in tune. Whether you want to go to Jake Bobo talking about just kind of all the connected elements to it, everything looking the same. It was first string, it was second string, it was even the third string guys that are moving and shifting and doing it with an intent. The execution was flawless, but I'm just talking about the interconnectedness. Have your eyes seen that over the last 10 years? Look in any environment quite like that.
You know, Brock, I think you're being kind of by limiting it just to preseason games. I mean, when's the last time there's a regular season game where you felt like the play caller had that kind of rhythm and sequencing and thoughtfulness to how he's approaching. Now, granted, you're going up against much easier looks. Like, the defense isn't showing you anything crazy. They're not game planning for you. But I'm going to be looking at this more in detail later this week and some of the All-22 stuff. But there were plays in there, and there's little innovations. The JSN route where he is coming around, literally flips around, turns the other way in the backfield, and is wide open on the first drive for 8 yards. Then Robbie Utes, a similar route where he just spins around. He is wide open for a big gain. I don't think the Seahawks have had a truly good play caller since probably Mike Holmgren. And I'm not talking a good OC. I think Brian Schottenheimer was a decent OC. I think Darrell Bevell obviously won a Super Bowl as an OC. But play calling's different, Brock. You know that. And there's a lot of strategy. There's a lot of coordination and sequencing. And I don't think since Mike Holmgren we've really had a guy in Seattle that excelled in that capacity.
So I totally agree with you.
Might.
I totally 100% agree with you. I showed up here right after Holmgren retired, so I didn't get to watch Holmgren as a member of the Seattle media. But the next year was Jim Mora. That's the year I got here. I have not seen a game like last night in the 16 years that I've lived in Seattle, or since Friday night, rather, in the 16 years that I've lived in Seattle. I just haven't seen it. And I keep saying it's the Salk doctrine. If you want to run the ball, you got to run the ball. Well, they did. They ran the ball because they called running plays, and there were different kinds of running plays, and the sequencing of it all. And it looked so competent. It was amazing.
Like it looked like Sean McVay.
It looked like a normal NFL offense instead of whatever it is that we've always watched here, Brock, during our time together, where we're like, man, Seahawks games just look different from everybody else's games. That didn't. That looked like a dominant running attack, the type you've seen from San Francisco, L.A., Detroit last year. Like, isn't that what Mike Macdonald wants? And we finally got to see some of it. And not just the preseason element of winning the battles, but like calling running plays isn't a preseason versus regular season thing. That's just who he is and what he decided to call in a game.
Yes, that is very true. And you guys have seen some of the practices. It's not just the game. They are committing to running the ball during practices. And I was talking to Anthony Bradford yesterday for the second time, and to my eyes, these have been the most physical padless practices. I'm not talking about when the pads are on, but when the pads are off, you almost can't tell the difference in terms of the intensity in these practices. I don't remember the 1v1 pass rush drills in past years being as physical, or even doing that sometimes without pads on. So I think it just is carrying over into the game. And one of the most just delicious things, if you hate the 49ers the way I hate the 49ers, the Seahawks are doing what Kyle Shanahan can't do recently. There are 49ers fans and media members who watched that game on Friday, and they're like, wait a second, that looks like we used to look. Now we've become a Brock Purdy-centric team. They might be following the Russell Wilson path of, we paid this quarterback, now we got to build an offense around him, and getting away from what made them a dominant team. So I certainly wouldn't mind seeing the Seahawks out Shanahan.
So who do you, in Brian Nemhauser, Hawk Blogger here with us, who do you point to in a credit pie of giving the most credit to of how they've been able to synchronize, sequence, do all of this, turn Anthony Bradford around, look not even like a competent offensive line, but a just fully formed and mature offensive line? Kind of slice up the credit pie from what your eyes have seen out there at camp.
Yeah, I might start in a place that's different than most. I would start with John Schneider. I think this whole change is either, it was going to be a referendum on John Schneider, right? Pete Carroll left. It was like, good luck, now it's your turn. And he made the decision. His biggest decision was to hire Mike Macdonald. I think that is going to look like one of the best decisions. It's going to look like a Russell Wilson trade decision in the future. And then Mike Macdonald made the decision to move on from Ryan Grubb immediately, which was also the right decision. And he went through a pretty lengthy process to choose Klint Kubiak. He looked at the guy from Detroit that coached the offensive line. He went with Kubiak because he also came with not only a play caller, but with an entire offensive line coaching staff with John Benton, with Rick Dennison, Justin Outen. And so once all those things were in place, Brock, I mean, John Benton, I did a show a while ago. I looked at how much impact he had on the offensive linemen in New Orleans in year one. He was taking guys that you have never heard of, journeymen, and turning them into credible starters. Almost every player made a meaningful jump in their quality, especially as run blockers. And so it's not a big surprise that now with better talent, and I do think there's better talent, that this is a room that's really responding. And from my understanding, guys, it was John Benton who said, no, I don't want a veteran. I don't want necessarily to get one of these old guys. Let me work with these young guys. And he kind of bet on himself. And I think you got to give him a ton of credit for what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, if that works, I mean, and to credit both of you, you've both been pretty high and probably higher than most on what this Seahawks offensive line would be capable of. If what we saw Friday is any indication, you are going to look very smart over the course of this season. How about getting away from just the running game or specifically the offensive line? Who else looked good? Who jumped out to you watching the game on Friday?
Yeah.
Who didn't?
I think the tight ends.
Yeah.
What's that?
Brock said,
who didn't? I think the better question
who didn't?
was like,
who didn't?
Yeah, because everybody played pretty darn well.
I've got some answers for that, by the way. But I think that the tight ends are going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I responded to some national sound the other day of, the Seahawks don't have any tight ends to run this offense. It's a heavy tight end team. And I think the league has no idea what's coming from A.J. Barner, Elijah Arroyo, even Eric Saubert. I think those guys are all going to fit this offense hand in glove and set a lot of tone. So I think they were great. I think Derek Young, guys, this is going to be a really tough cut in the receiver room. I think Derek Young and Jake Bobo are going to make this roster. I think even with the $3.5 million guaranteed, I think Marquez Valdez-Scantling does not.
We'll just let that sit there.
Did he play on Friday and not do much, or did he not play?
I mean, the last time Hawk Blogger said something like that, what was that, before the Combine?
Mm-hmm.
I think you kind of said something about maybe Geno not being a Seahawk. Like, I think the last time you made a pretty kind of bold prediction or two, they've kind of paid off. So is this instinct? Is this what you're hearing? Is this just what your eyes have seen for the last month?
This is me really mulling this over and looking at the 53 with what's gone on. And look, I think Derek Young and Jake Bobo are excellent special teams player. MVS has no special teams role.
Mm-hmm.
The back end of your receiver room has got to be special teams players. And both Derek Young and Jake Bobo can block as blocking receivers. They're good in the run game. And Derek Young has shown that he can be explosive, which is really the thing you're looking for MVS. And so Torrey Horton's already jumped over, I think, MVS on the pecking order. So I think they're going to try to find someone that can move him. I'll tell you the even bigger bombshell that I'm really wondering about, guys. I wonder if Christian Haynes makes this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not really wondering about him. I got to be honest. He may or may not make it, but I don't really care that much.
Well, just body type wise, I mean,
whatever.
Honestly, watching him and watching pretty closely. Now, he was with the twos. Lamea was with the threes, right? So you just kind of look at the pecking order of that. That's a big week in that competition, I would imagine, too, and Thursday in particular against a pretty good Green Bay group. But just, watching his body type.
Well, so
you look at the rest of them, Brian. The rest of them are pretty buttoned up. There's not a lot of fluffy stuff going on. And bless his heart, man, he's worked his butt off to do all he can to be in the best shape he can. But just from a physical body standpoint, I think he's an outlier with the rest of those
tell
guys.
me how this is all going to work. So you're going to take three quarterbacks, right? So off the bat, you're kind of down a roster spot compared to everybody else because I think they're going to take three quarterbacks. My guess is that the backup on game day will be Jalen Milroe because he can come in for some special situations, and Locke ends up being the emergency quarterback, even though he's probably the guy that would start a game if something were to happen to Darnold. But, okay, so you're going to take three quarterbacks. You're going to take all these running backs? You're going to take Kalani and Martinez and K9 and Charbonnet and a fullback? You're going to take and Brady Russell and Oots and those three tight ends you mentioned? You can't do all of those things and take all the wide receivers you want. There's you just run out of options.
You do. You do. I have them keeping only 4 backs. I think it's Ken Walker, Zach Charbonnet, and Helani in addition to Oots as your fullback. And then Russell I'm counting as a tight end. He's been in the tight end room. I have him keeping those 4 tight ends with Arroyo, Barner, Saubert, and Russell. Russell obviously can play fullback as well. I don't have Damian Martinez making the roster. I don't have Jacardier Wright making the roster. And I think those guys can maybe be practice squad guys. But I think the wide receiver room is going to be a really tough one. I think offensive line is going to be tough. I think defensive line, the other 2 guys we talked about or didn't talk about that had really nice games. Quinn Bohanna has been good in preseason. I know they like what they've gotten from him. And Brandon Peely has played really well. I think both of those guys wind up making the roster. And I don't think Jonathan Hankins is the guy that they take off of NFI. I think they just kind of stash him away. And if they need him, they use him. But I think they go with these young guys.
Mm-hmm. So what about the conversation Tom Pelissaro continues to stir up? I know where you are on Abe Lucas, and would love to see him get extended before the season begins, and maybe a few of the other guys. Are you in any way entertaining Trey Hendrickson?
Well, sure. I mean, I think Diana Rossini came out with they want a young player and a first-round pick, and it's like, yeah, I would like to be 4 inches taller and 20 years younger.
Pelissaro was saying. He was the opposite. He was like, yeah, they'll take a player and something else.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it's a player and a third is probably a reasonable place to land. And I think the Seahawks should consider it. I don't know if they will do it. I know Mike's 100% down on this to do it. But it's a lot. You know, the thing that's key here, and Brady.
Like Mike McDonald or Mike Salk? You got
Mike
which one
Mike
we
Salk.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the 2 big Mikes in town.
Just looking for clarification for that. You're looking for clarification.
2 big Mikes, yeah.
Brady's been clear on this as well. John Schneider doesn't trade and extend. He trades and then waits for a full season to make sure the guy is going to be a good fit in the locker before he extends. I think bringing a guy that's going to want that much money, trading a 3rd-round pick, maybe trading one of your young edge rushers like Boye Mafe, I think it makes sense. I don't know if they will want to spend all of that versus just signing a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, or maybe they are happy with where Uchenna Nwosu is developing, coming back from his injury, and they'll be fine with just sticking with him.
Yeah, I guess I loved what they did the other night offensively. It really kind of gave me almost a new view of what this team could be capable of, and maybe that's dumb after a preseason game. Like, preseason shouldn't tell you that much and shouldn't change that many of your opinions, and it doesn't really on the personnel, but it kind of does on the offensive coordinator and the personnel groupings and the play calling and all the stuff we've kind of talked about at the beginning of this. If your offense is going to be that, like, potentially decent, don't you owe it to the team to try to bring in the one thing you're kind of missing on defense, which is a guy who can legitimately get to the quarterback?
Yeah, I will not argue at all with that. I mean, if you just put your hand over all the stuff I just said and say, what does this team look like with Trey Hendrickson on one of the edges? I think you've got the clear division favorite. Knowing what's going on, we're going to find out apparently later from Mr. McVay what's going on with the back heard around the world down in LA. And then the 49ers can barely get like 12 guys on the field or 11 guys on the field at any time with all the injuries. I think this division is there for the taking, and I think the NFC is there for the taking, and I think a move like that would tell this roster that the front office believes that they can be more than just a playoff team.
Last thing for me, Brian, your favorite anecdote or interview over the last 4 weeks of camp?
That's a good one. I mean, it's tough. I've talked to a bunch of the guys, and I've really liked the Anthony Bradford story. I think that I don't know if anyone has gone from as low as he was in terms of expectations to as high as he's become. But I think my favorite was probably when I was supposed to talk to Charles Cross. And here's a still very young, like 23, 24-year-old left tackle. And this is a room that is one of the youngest offensive lines in the NFL, and they're looking for leaders. And he says, no, wait, we're not going to do this without the rest of my guys. And he pulled over all the other offensive linemen to be part of the interview and wanted them to get share in the spotlight. And for me, that was just a signal of a guy that's, wanting to take the next step and wanting to be part of this team long term. And I think he's shown that even after he had the surgery, taking reps out there, anytime he could, even after getting, cast on his hand and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds pretty good. It was a fun week. That was a fun one on Friday night, and it's been an interesting camp and sort of watching the way some of these storylines develop and, the way some opinions may change and others get sort of hardened over the course of watching them. Every season is new, and I thought Friday was just a nice look into what this team is. Who we didn't even ask about? What'd you think of Sam Darnold? Because, he's the most important player on the team right now. Like, what'd you think of Darnold?
He was terrific. I mean, the word I've used for when the offense took this massive step forward, I think it was a week ago Monday, was crisp. I can't remember the last time he's thrown a pick in practice. Probably
the last time I was there would be my guess, because every time I would
you're
go
not
there,
allowed to watch.
Every time I go, he throws a pick. Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to be good in the games when you watch him, that's okay. But I don't know if they stopped him in a red zone drill yesterday. I mean, he was just shredded the defense. And I think there's a really fun narrative, guys, where instead of Sam Darnold being this big question mark and he was a product of all the guys in Minnesota, that actually the Seahawks are very fortunate to get a 27-year-old quarterback who's finally figured it out and is ready to be a perfect fit for this offense that is rising with a lot of young players around him. So that could be a fascinating storyline. I think he's ready to seize it.
Good stuff. All right, buddy. Appreciate it. You can watch and read and listen to and just find different ways to interact with Brian through the Hawk Blogger site and his social media and everything else. It's a ton of fun. He does great work and really appreciate the insight. We'll talk again. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Talk to you later.
There
boys.
you go. There's Brian Nemhauser, or Hawk Blogger as his.
You know what just rises right there, as he kind of put a little bow at the end of it, is how many narratives can go in a multitude of different directions. Right? And the NFL is that way anyway. But just with where this team is at in year 2 with Mike, just the decisions that John made, right? I could picture Pete on his way out of that presser, his last one. He was like, all right, Johnny, it's on you now.
Good luck.
It's on you, Johnny. Good luck, buddy. And rooting for him. I think genuinely rooting for him and not against him. And just how many, how about this offensive line narrative? Oh, how about this Sam Darnold narrative? How about this John Schneider narrative? I mean, they're really
It'll be interesting. And then they'll start playing real games, and maybe they go right back to where they started. I mean, you just don't know yet.
Don't know.
But Friday night was really exciting, honestly. And that is, me, I don't generally get too excited about preseason stuff. That's not my MO. But
that had some 2012 vibes.
That was pretty cool.
Preseason. The last time where you watched a preseason, you're like, that little wizard at QB, this could be kind of fun.
Yeah. Except this time it was just the play caller that got me.
That's right.
God,
that's right.
We haven't talked to Klint Kubiak yet, have we? We talked to his dad.
Love Gary.
Can we get Klint Kubiak on the show, please? I hope I can restrain myself. He was awesome. What a night on Friday. All right, let's see if the Mariners can get back to it tonight. Who's on the mound tonight, Lyle?
Walter, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
See him go out and shove in Philadelphia. Be nice. Come back in, talk about a big win tomorrow. We'll have Jeff Passan join us at 8:30 tomorrow, and we got to get out of here. We'll turn it over to Bump and Stacy next. You know where the hay is, Brock?
It's in the barn, Michael.
Decidedly so. See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper! Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Josh Naylor in his last 7, 348, 423, 3 home runs.
The big grumper, because he looks grumpy. I love it. But here's a story. My buddy took his grandkids to the ball game. It's crazy. I'm kicking it with guys who have grandkids, right? That's how old I'm getting. He took his jersey off and gave it to the kid who was about 5 or 6 years old. So the big grumper has a soft side as well.
Yeah.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Hello. Welcome to the Lee Johnson Auto Family. This is King. This organization's a special one. They call it the Lee Johnson Auto Family, and it's not just a name. It's not just some cliche. They foster an environment for us to become a family, to work together, to really become close. And they show us in a lot of different ways that they do value us. Is it perfect? No place is. But I've been very thankful to be here in the almost 10 years and have every plan to stay here for a lot longer and just watch it continue to grow.
He's fun and professional, which explains why so many people visiting Lee Johnson Kia ask for him by name. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to your neighborhood Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit buckys.com.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
At Toyota of Kirkland, it's all about making the smart play. More savings and taking the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Prius, the electric ride, leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Their incredible team at Toyota of Kirkland will set you up with a test drive so you can head to the ballpark in that new car the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota of Kirkland or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1263.
Looking for an epic summer night in Seattle? Be here for the Mariners Drone Show at T-Mobile Park this Friday, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
It is Grand Salami time! Cal Raleigh with his third Grand Slam of the season.
The team is taking on the A's at 7:10, and after the game, we'll be lighting up the sky with hundreds of drones, celebrating Mariners icons past and present. Don't miss out on a jaw-dropping post-game show.
He got him! He puts him away, and the ball game is over. Another phenomenal save by Andres Munoz.
Head to Mariners.com to grab your seats and see the full lineup of special events, including Kids Appreciation Day this Sunday and the Logan Gilbert Funko Pop giveaway September 8th to 10th. Plus, check out a great slate of marquee interleague matchups against the Padres, Cardinals, and Dodgers.
Julio clubs this deep out to left field and gone. Julio for the second time.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners dropped 2-3 to the Mets in a